on their journey to quarterfinals. But this is Vitality, a cut above the rest. First map, Inferno. Let's get these playoffs started.
CT side start for the Danes on their opponent's map pick. They have the highest rated CT pistols in the tournament so far, so let's see if they can kick it off with a bang. Julie's for Magisk, Flash for Hooksy, and Heavy B. 4 players ready for this.
Yeah, Zywoo will tuck on half wall. Magisk the same. Side by side, separated only by a few inches of concrete. Here's the flash and play. How good is the flash? How good is the swing? Zywoo tries to keep it level and does so magnificently. A double on his Glock, just to keep something of a conversation flowing for Vitality. Many casualties. Apex and Mezzy with empty hands on this pistol.
You two lobbed in, but follow through doesn't have to be found right now. Plenty of time to play this out.
Hooksy will have a look. I think he spots at the fingertips there, trying to line up the nade with Robs. Uses a Molotov towards CT. Won't stop the bullets being thrown. Double flash, Device caught by that. He was trying to play around the coffin smoke. There is a back turn and he will profit. Robs looking the wrong way. Uncomfortable for Flamesy. Has to make a play, but Device is there. Beautiful start. CT side pistols keep going well for Astralis.
Yeah, well done, well done. I think Device getting 3 as well. He's been the lowest rated player for them, which seems crazy to say at this event so far. And as we have Inferno map 1, Nuke map 2, these are the maps where the wins for Astralis have come from in their Chengdu campaign. So this is very positive signs. A big question of how do they even get into this series against a team like Vitality, especially with the struggles that we have seen out of the Danish camp, well, for the longest time. It's not just this year, it's not just with the Stound situation. We'll get more into that later, but right now we've got a force buy out from Vitality. 4, make it 5. About to go up the guts of middle here.
Yeah, this is going to be quite quick. Trying to wrap into Device. Maybe he can keep that frag total high. 3 on the pistol, but actually concedes the space.
Look at the push, though, right now from Hooksy. T-stairs control.
Oh, you're right. This is an awful lot of very quick flank aggression. And immediately, Magisk and Device combined. Vitality needs something, and it's only Apex that gets a little bit of the juices flowing. There's a little bit of more from Robs and his pistol, but that's the end of that. M4s will be scavenged back, and Astralis convert.
Okay, you're going to be happy with that. Well handled, and they're going to get themselves up to the 2-0 start with 3 almost a certainty. It has to be the eco now from Vitality. Astralis, they've been trying to return to the big leagues with glimpses of promise, but nothing that would put them in the category of threat to the elite, and that's what Vitality are. Sure, you mentioned a bumpier road, a loss to Mouse, and then having to play against Linvision, and then into a hampered G2, who were understaffed Hunter. Medical emergency, Saw having to stand in, and that's how they get themselves here. Eagle out.
See an attempt from Mezzy.
Yeah, gonna give it a go, but yeah, not expecting anything at all. I think when you look at the amount of time that Magisk has been in this roster, they've had 4 events, this being the 4th. Fisher Playground 2, EPL Season 22, and PGL Masters Bucharest, which had a bit of a sour ending, Device being ill, unable to play on the final day, Rugger having to stand in. But this right now, minimum of 5th, 6th placement for Astralis. That is their best placement at any of those tournaments so far.
Damn.
So just by getting here, and by winning against the likes of Na'Vi, 3-mapper, and then Mongols 2-0, that's how they got themselves the playoff berth, then sent down to the quarterfinals by Falcons.
Well, you know I like Counter-Strike maths, Chad.
Okay,
right.
Hit me with it.
So check it out. They beat Spirit, or rather Mongols beat Spirit 2-1, and Astralis beat Mongols 2-0. So Astralis better than Spirit.
Okay. At the moment,
what do you think?
A lot of teams are better than Spirit. Oh. It doesn't seem to be lining up too nicely over there with these new additions. We'll give everybody a little bit of a history lesson as well. The last head-to-head before with these two teams. Hold up. Should be calm. Should be calm. That's another kill. How much more are we going to get out of this? Just Magisk here in pit.
I mean, it's Magisk though, right?
Should be a safe pair of hands.
Usually is from this position, but Flamesy knows who it is. He's talking about it. Ooh, a bullet hit by the FAMAS. Look at the health. Magisk has done very well managing his angle spice. Time for stair swings through short to secure it, but a couple more casualties than they would have liked.
Yeah, Molly went a bit far there to isolate that position. Well, we're about to get into the first gun round. Vitality had a really tough time, and maybe some of that spacing they were talking about was top of banana. Right? We covered off that Mouse game. and the amount of times that they were lining up and getting mowed down. Mouse did such a good job of being jarring and Banana to the mid to late round. It wasn't just an early scuffle. But are Astralis really going to be able to match that output? Let's find out. AWP out for Device early. Rifles for everybody. And remember those casualties, the ramifications could be felt almost immediately. 3-man A start out of Astralis.
How does Robs approach this AWP line? He's actually going real quick, just like that. Yeah, straight away.
Okay. He's just walked straight through that. That is curious indeed. So he's had a leash put on him very early.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start. First gun round of your opponent, and you take down their prominent. Ooh, and a better one now. Stair catching the boost, not distracted by that Logs bullet. He adjusts quickly. It was a very minimal boost as well, just a tip of the head, but he still has the precision required. And so I was about to say, how good can it get for Astralis into the first gunny, but not only in a Device opener, this one gets really uncomfortable for Vitality now as well. Still capacity to block on B. That's if ZywOo doesn't just one bang ya. Okay, Apex into the site. Maybe Hooksy overlooked. Need the trade provided by the Woo.
That's a deep smoke as well. Retake's going to be difficult, but Jabbi's going to come fast up Banana. In through spawn is Magis. They have a kit. They can give this a look, but he's restricted by this deep smoke. Might have to let Jabbi play first through Banana before he can make a move.
Yeah, Jabbi's just cleared out half wall now, approaching quick. Plenty of time for them to piece this one together to save face after 2-man advantage squandered. Taking a look, taking a swing off the flash. Jabbi progresses forward, util to be thrown. Scuffles a smoke, hits the shot. ZywOo's down, it's up to Flamesy. Dips away and isolates the first. Time sensitive here for Magisk. He does have the kit required.
Gotta get on it.
He has to be on it now. Tickles it out. Flamesy playing the time, plays it well, and he's got precision as well. Astralis, it starts brilliantly, ends with a Flamesy clutch.
Okay, well, everybody in the server going down within that round. Now, the ramifications of the finances for Astralis, because of those casualties they took against the Force and then the Eco, it is going to mean that they're going to be lighter on in some departments, but the same for Vitality, right? You're going to have some Galils in lieu of AKs because you're going to have to rebuy everything. Interesting, right? I thought the rotation from Device was good, but a fantastic shot from ZywOo, and then a better follow-up from Apex, really good trade work. They're in the restrictive utility, and they grabbed their first rifle round. But this one right now is for the economy. It's 2 M4s, 2 Deagles, and MP9, 3 Galils, an AK, and a MAC-10. But it looks like we're just going to settle into some standard play. Now, what you have to keep in mind is the approach from Vitality. How much of a shock was having 3 players top Banana almost every round versus Mouse? And how does that force you on your T side of your map choice? Do you play a little bit earlier into A, like we saw with Robs, just waltzing through apartments into that AWP line? He set up Flamesy, getting the boiler and halls control. And Banana taken in unison. So a lot of map control now for Vitality.
Forces out the block smoke. These can be some of the most chaotic and entertaining rounds of Counter-Strike when everyone has had to make compromises. You have to think outside of the box at times with your setups.
Looks like they're just going to go into a B execute right now, but they are lacking Molotovs. So these 2 players backside, being Hooksy and Stair, are in a position to do some damage. Device on the boost. 3 players here. Device smoked off the line. Execute still petering in, and fourth rotation is on the way.
This is promising. He's going to flash for Device. Timing seems good. It was held though. Good positioning to start. Robs, however, no, they're chasing Flamesy. Yeah, knife in the smoke to find him. Scares him in bits. Still not enough. Rotation late. The one man who didn't rotate B has to do it all now. Good cover, good team play, and Magis just caught on the lip there. Bit of a movement, Goopsy.
Yeah, you're going to be frustrated, right? Them swinging into that. 2 players were low, right? Robs and Mezzy there didn't have the most
had excitement written all over it.
Exactly, so just getting caught at an unfortunate time, but they will have to eco now. So the last time Astralis beat Vitality...
When was that?
January 2024, online, when Blame F was still on the roster. So they've played 7 times since then, and the last being at Cologne this year. That was when Stan was on the roster. For those,
They've played 7 times since then?
Yeah, well, 2024.
Yeah, well, sure, it was a while ago, but I'm just clarifying. It's only been, it's been one-way street. Vitality with the dub.
Exactly, and that just shows you the issues that Astralis have been having. It's no secret in the world of Counter-Strike that this team is no longer in the elite conversation. They are trying to reclaim that, and taking a map today would be a huge boon with the major right around the corner. A victory something that would be the upset maybe of the tournament.
Oh, it's hard to argue with that. Hard to argue with Flamesy. Makes light work of the USPs.
All right, taking stock right now, there's the ability for Stair to drop an AWP across the device, so he can get that back and flowing into this next gun round. He'll be hooked up with an M4 himself.
You know, I'm curious if that that first gun device in apps early pick on Rops is going to hamstring his early fights, if that was a game plan that he's immediately going to just scrap, or if he will continue to address that or investigate that. Device can't be everywhere.
No, I think Vitality went early there because of that Mouse game, right? We can't go for Banana as our first port of call, but Device is picking B.
He's having a look. Smoke thrown, and Vitality, ooh, they will have a little look. Just a moment timing for Device. Misses his opportunity. Now they're coming for him. He's playing active on the half wall. We'll just tag up ZywOo a little. And re-peeking into him, a death sentence. Yeah. That's 2 for 2 now.
Orb just getting destroyed by ZywOo's rifle.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the Orb head-to-head, but he's doing it with the AK right now. Stair is stubborn, sticking around with the flash now. ZywOo's doing it all. Provides you an opening kill and then flashes for number 2.
All right,
Job done?
Yeah, it feels like you have to go for the save in this circumstance. Your bigger issue at the moment is not the fact you've lost the side, it is the lurk of Rops still in apps. So you are restricted right now of where you can find safe haven to hold on to these guns. The loss bonus, 2,900 going into the next. So if you hold on to these 3, you can drop 2 and have a full M4 round going into the following. But that's if Vitality will allow it. Starting to scamper down Banana down to T-stairs is ZywOo. Joining him will be Flames. Remember, Rops still over towards Halls and Boiler. Now, this is the T side of Inferno. You don't need to even pick that AWP up if you're Vitality, but you do want to remove it from play from Device. The hunt is on. They are having a look. So even just taking away one of these rifles will have buy ramifications going into the next.
Yeah, he's holding. Position revealed. Is ZywOo 1 for number 2 here in this round? Looks like he is. Yeah, we'll take it away. Never mind just 1 rifle loss. How about 2? Hooksy on the site. Should be fine. Not far off on their hunt. A couple more seconds, they'd have lost it all.
Okay, now it's likely just the partial behind the M4 and then the full buy into the next. So 4 to 3, tactical timeout taken, and Rugger on the mic. In terms of what can you address have gone wrong, Device has had his face blown off. That's the problem, and we need to avoid that happening. Like I mentioned, Device, I believe, being the lowest rated player for the team at this event. I think with a team like Astralis, they are going to have to win by committee. If people caught the pre-match, they'll see the interviews with Magis, and he's talking about, hey, yeah, look, we know we're the underdog. If we all play to the max of our capability, we could do it, and he's right. They could, right? This is class players in the Astralis jersey, but it's just, what a difference a shot makes, huh?
Oh, man. Just a little quick on it.
Now, if you look at overall with Magic in the roster, they've played 49 maps. They have a losing record of 23 wins to 26 losses. Stair being their highest rated player and the only positive player. So I know I'm painting a bleak picture, but that's also to demonstrate to everybody how much of an underdog Astralis are.
Right.
So if they are close, if they are taking a map, we could be hooting and hollering. That's the unexpected result of the day. But right now, can Astralis make this partial with the save M4 on Hooksy? An annoyance.
I know it sounds unreasonable, what I'm about to say, but it kind of feels like Astralis are going to need to win at least one of these kind of rounds if you want to be able to hang out with Vitality. We know they can. We know they will. They already have. Oh, and the 5-7 gets nothing. Magic's got to go. Good position for it. Good range for it. But you know what's better than a 5-7? A flying MAC-10.
And Flames has been in great form alongside of ZywOo and Rops.
Yeah, quite a gruesome trio.
Yeah, Apex has been missing, and Messi's had some off moments as well. The first time this year they've been in the lower bracket. Now, it's not the first time this year they've lost a game in groups, but those matches have come in Swiss stages.
Right.
So the fact that Chengdu, at the close of 2025, is where they find themselves in the lower bracket for the first time. Apex saying it was the first time all year they've had to play 2 best-of-3s in a day. So they dealt with that.
Suffering from success.
Yeah, and it kind of was helped out by the whole Hunter scenario.
Sure.
I believe the last time they'd played G2 before that was in the London finals of Blast Open, where G2 got the better of them. So now that could have been a matchup to really grind their gears. But let's get back underway with the rifles. Device has the AWP out again, this time starting over towards A. Looks direct. This is a direct call.
Oh my goodness, Magisk and Device. It's just 2 versus 5.
Hop.
On the A side, he's blinded. It's perfect. A pace change. Astralis unprepared. You just got your guns out. Device is in position to do at least the first, but he has to wreak havoc on the rest. Oh, and they're lining up for him. Device doing his best work from this position. Falls into a flamesy clutch. He's had one already. Another 1v2, less health and less chances. Oh, wait a second, he's naughty with it. Nasty headshot on the first and Stair, quick to it. That's what they needed. Stair denies a second flamesy clutch, but he's looking sharp, huh?
That's going to be the second triple kill there from Device, right? Had 3 on the pistol and then 3 right there to deny that wrap. Stops them porch side, so alleviates some pressure. He gets to stand and deliver. And he didn't get caught by that flash they impromptu threw off the wall. This is the first, the shadow there. Now we can focus fire. Flash comes in as he's transitioning, so he avoids it, almost gets the double there, but still walks away with a 3-piece. And Device AWP A site, that's a thing of beauty. That's where Device's bread and butter was once made. And Hooksy letting out a roar. That's a nice round to win. Just keeps it to a 1-round game.
And it was like we said, there was only 2 CTs there as the 5 of them collapsed in, so Device is redeemed Magisk. That's Magisk's daughter.
Same call, same round. They're running the exact same round. Here they go again.
Okay, Deve, you got another one in yet? Falls off. More pit from Magisk. He's responsible.
Do they go through the moto smoke? That's the question right now. Or do they double back?
Okay, yeah, there is a second wave of util being lined up. Device is investigating middle. Could be caught by Rob's out. Boiler misses his flick. Good find from Magisk back, though. Claws it back. Jabbi active in the library smoke, making a move. Magisk still in pit, and they've lost the prong. Caught out by Apex on long. And there goes pit side 2. Stair gave it a look in. It's an impactful round out of Rops. 2 important kills to secure the round.
Interesting. It looks like they've gone, all right, well, let's make sure we have a round where we can punish if it's a 2-man A defense, right? We'll make sure that we just, even if there's a top mid smoke that gets thrown at your own top mid smoke, a block top mid smoke, you're going to be able to pop through with that short flash they're throwing. We see it didn't catch Device there on that angle. But either way, they just go with that momentum. And when you play 2A, you have a few options, right? We see a lot of teams who like to play porch side, halls side, right? So you might have the AWP on porch or in halls, your rifler maybe halls or in boiler, something where they can be jarring and slow down the default. Well, what's the way to kind of segregate this, taking that long side? Now, sure, you don't want to go mid to B, but you know while they're working on the banana control, whatever rally of util, whatever layering they have, that's going to take up the first 15 seconds. And then by the time they get the call that they've lost long, the rotation in becomes very precarious. Then it is, well, do we push down banana, a tight choke point where your own utility is, maybe going through your own smoke? And it could be a fake because you don't have info other than the fact we've lost space. So from winning a round to losing one, the financial pressure mounting. But I'll say this much. If Astralis can walk away with 5 rounds, if we take away the nameplates, we're not looking at a stark underdog versus Vitality, we would say that's par for the course.
Sure.
So partial buy again behind a save dem 4.
We are going to be seeing Stair sticking around a bit closer by if they were to have the audacity to go for that thrice. Nade over. Hooksy's being tested here. He's got one. Mezzy goes down, but Zywoo an immediate trade. Stair will react. Magisk cops a bit of damage from the HE.
That's a very interesting spam back from Robs, right?
He's helped him kind of center the bullets and does significant damage to Robs. Quick reactions from Zywoo, though. Yabbi's Deagle, pretty impressive at times. Doesn't hit it. They don't have the bomb, I suppose. That's a conversation starter.
They're going to be covered off by flames, and then Robs can also start to peter back, so this one won't get out of control. And not anymore. Device goes down, just Magisk. Now this is 7 rounds from Vitality. Flames making sure there is really no way they can be hunted as he escorts that bomb towards B. But Zywoo's rifles have been looking sharp. His P250 has been looking great. But it's not just the conversation about him right now. We have Zywoo, Apex, and Flames, 9 kills apiece. Rops will join them with that one, and Mezzy on 7. Everybody is correct and present for Vitality right now.
It's not just me, right? This feels quick.
It is quick. It's playing at a rapid pace.
18 minutes deep, at least according to server time.
But when you're running 2 mid-pops back-to-back like that, your banana control rounds, they've gone, well, if we're just going to get iced out in banana, like happened to Mouse, and slowed down and then multi-killed, how about we just come up with some moves that are then going to change the tone of the game, right? So this is a clear mix-up from Vitality, and they've had to go back to the lab. You're Astralis, you laughing to the bank in the sense that you get some of your absolute best maps. The problem is you're not at that level and caliber right now to take on a team of this. But, as mentioned, 5 rounds, as long as they can get this one, they're in this.
Yeah.
It's their map choice and Nuke coming up next. In their last 8 series, including this one now, they've picked it 7 times. It's their home map, right? But back at EPL, we saw them have some absolute stinkers of T-halves, but roster changes that impact roles, regardless of a player's legacy and history, it's going to have dramatic impact on the complexion of a team. So I'll do the classic, give them time.
Haven't heard that one before. They did throw that aggressive
Ooh.
mid-smoke, and as a result, Apex gets spammed on through. Magis just stands in the middle, unloads his mag, and nearly takes down the captain of Vitality.
That's one way of removing them, having the mid corridor so quickly, right? So stalling out if Vitality wanted to go for something fast again. But now on this banana control, they've conditioned A to have to play with 3. There'll be a flash and a fight here.
Oh, it's a great flash.
Oh.
Stare completely booked. Zywoo, he's got his flashes down pat. Mezzi's coming up and over, and you ain't ready for that one, are you, Hooks? Device has a go. Smoked off. Last round, he'll have a look. Zywoo's coming for you. Another for the head-to-head. You seeing that from Device's POV. He's a villain, is the Woo. Picks up Device's AWP, tries to put it to good use. It feels like there's absolutely nothing here for Magis. And this shot from the AWP, maybe there's something to be said. Yeah, okay. It's Device's AWP after all. 4 on 2. Blocked out. Got to run through a grey screen. The bomb's already half gone. Astralis, that 5th round ain't looking good, ain't looking likely. Here he comes, Jabbi. Hail Mary through the smoke. Vitality 8, Astralis 4. We got a game. Chengdu, China, Friday quarterfinals. Vitality taking on Astralis. A bit of a mismatch. Vitality still looking comfortable and the hot favorite. 8-4 short, but 3 of those is just the pistol and conversions from Astralis. Only 1 additional round to boast. Feels like both pistols may be a necessity to even have a game here on map 1.
Yeah, it's been raining opening kills for Vitality in that first half, and Device being obliterated at the hands of the ZywOo AK in pivotal rounds was a key reason for this scoreline. But aggression out the gates from the Woo, down the guts of middle on his own as the rest charge down Banana, Alex.
Oh yeah, covered by Hooksy though. He gets the goosh and Mezzi's down. Device starts off well. We'll finish off what the Hooksy headshot started, and now Flamesy's running out of ammo, runs out of head. Rob sticks around, that's a cheeky one. Catches Hooksy on the swing. Okay, getting greedy, getting cheeky. Robs is down. Little overexertion there, perhaps.
You know, Apex is a B defender, but because the pistol was essentially deathmatch, you don't really know where he is in all of this. 100 HP, no Kevlar, and looks like he's going to search Banana. We'll have to hit some crispy ones if he wants to win this.
Looking to return his form as well. Been a bit shaky for Apex, but I mean, kill spread pretty damn even for Vitality. 1 more bullet onto Device, and he's got that 1v1, but walking through the smoke, that's Device. Impact once more, back-to-back triple kills as far as pistols are concerned. Every pistol Device is there with a multi.
Yeah, and you have to remember as well that porch side AWP into the wrap where he got 3. So even though he was getting deleted at the hands of ZywOo's AK in some pivotal moments, he's still been able to find impact where necessary. And I like the fact that he's putting himself in the crosshairs, right? Happy to get stuck into these duels.
Would
really
you say
important.
Robs didn't need to continue to fight, or is that something that you can't really you just have to shrug your shoulders and say it's his choice?
I think it's the attitude that Vitality have come into this game with.
Right.
We are better, we are going to fight.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and we already saw a lot of that in that first half. Here's Magis quick into Flames, and they're not stopping. Apex can't even get his nades out in time. This is a little bit of the same, actually. Same energy Vitality brought to their T side.
Robs just came over to have a look, and then he called off and went back long side. Maybe worried about a lurk, or maybe Apex has said just save.
Yeah.
So I like the furious nature out of both of these teams. Astralis not acting like the smaller fish. And yeah, look, you're going to get yourself an 8-6 scoreline. You're going to go up against the double dip of these 2 MP9s in the Scout unless you can hunt them down. But it's really not in your best interest to do so, especially if that means you'd be giving over an AK. So just play this one by the book, Astralis. Secure this, go into the next, and do not necessarily more of the same in terms of a B rush, but in the result of getting the conversion, in terms of the must-wins to make this a competitive affair.
Yeah, got to give Magisk his flowers for that opening as well. He secured it.
I am surprised, right? It is something that if Vitality win, there will be a huge question why they have allowed the comfort map to come through of Inferno for Astralis when you could have picked Train, you could have picked Mirage, right? Well, Mirage is the third of this. I feel like when I was doing my prep for this game, I'm looking at it and going, Vitality can go literally anywhere in the map pool.
But does it not embody what you've just been saying about Rops and about Vitality's game plan coming into this? You pick that map because you say, we're better than them.
Yeah, but at that works if you win.
Yes,
right?
Yep. Well, let's find out, shall we? Round 15, that double dip, as you've highlighted. A couple of additions. It's those 5-7, so it's not just a naked USP. That nade doesn't find Flamesy full on, and he evades the second completely.
So ZywOo has to block and be scary on A. As part of this, they've blocked apps early, and he would love to hit a scout tag on their progressions. It'll depend on if it comes as a limp around the corner with a flash, or if it's something a little bit more put together of like a long smoke and a porch molly. That's more than a tag.
Wow! That's why you leave ZywOo on the side. They are trying to come towards B, and that's what Flamesy was hoping to profit from. Goes down.
The Joker.
Maybe you overlook him completely. Do you assume the side is clear? No, Hooksy is going to be diligent on the clear, gets the info. Still, Robs gets something going. He's going to give it a look in.
Oh.
Over the top of the smoke. Mezzi clearing corners, though, but well handled by Jabbi. Stays dynamic, on the move. Secures it for Astralis.
What can ZywOo extract from this one?
Oh, he'd love an AK. I just don't see a world in where he's going to be able to find one cleanly.
Any more damage, though, is nice. Same thing happened in the first half. So he's hanging around. They are aware of this possibility. He's about to be swept through by Stare. There it is. Oh.
What? There it is! Oh, he hasn't got another one.
That's not what I thought was about to happen. I'm looking at the radar, and I see Stare sweeping in. And then I look at the screen, and ZywOo's not dead.
He's a demon, I'm telling you, man. That scout is lethal.
Okay, so another casualty short. We're getting into the guns. First by second half, 8-7, one-round game.
See, yep.
Now, in terms of real ramifications, those won't be felt unless Vitality can win this round. And in terms of rifle rounds, they've only lost one so far. So let's see how this one tastes, shall we?
Your best map, you win both pistols. Can you handle the guns of Vitality? Oh, can you handle the nades of Vitality? Their Vitality's not looking too great right now. Look at their health. Astralis shell-shocked.
Oh, Apex missed that flash.
He certainly did. Doesn't stop Flames from finishing off what his nade started. Swing through. Second wave, perhaps. A block on the half wall. Turn of the flash and a wall bang from Device.
Okay, that's a nice way back in. Jabbi still has space on the other side of the map. Knows that likely Romps is around here somewhere as the wall bangs continue, but that won't ward Apex away. He has another smoke. And he can see more utility in front of him that he can scoop up and use to keep Banana at bay.
They've got no flashes for the finish, Chad.
Jabbi's removed from this, and all the flak damage they took to the nades, if channeled into a crossfire on short, they'll just be melted. Feels like the B return because of the smoke situation might be the move. Apex limping that util in. They have top mid control, however. Zywoo and Mezzi have all that info. So at what point are they freed up to rotate? You're going to have to go through this. I know you don't have a HE to break it or flashes to mitigate, but you have to go through and maybe contact.
Yeah, we'll find out. He's still got that T-Molly as well. 30 seconds wanting through. Apex does not spot out on Stare, but he gets the combination meal. Nice headshot from him. Zywoo caught Stare, and now just two behind the smoke, wondering what they're supposed to do. Zywoo dancing around the smoke. It's finally Device steps up, but through the board. Apex finds instant precision, finding the headshot required. So first gun round, in answer to your question, no, they cannot.
Yeah, and now those scout casualties are ever so going to make things a little bit harder. We've just lost Hooksy from the server, so have a quick little technical timeout. But 7 rounds and 6 of them coming from pistols and conversions. Right, the scoreline telling a different story to the reality of the match so far. Now it is Astralis' map choice and Nuke next. But again, this is a massive underdog scenario. I honestly think, seeing the train game from Mouse, we witnessed that with our own 2 eyes. I feel like that woke something up in Zywoo, right? We have had chats about him before. You know, he's a nice guy, he's so good, I don't really care. You know, it's fine, I'm just playing. I don't really care about the rivalry with Simple, or, you know, I'm third in the world behind Monacy and Donk. But the killer instinct out of him since that train game, do you remember the way he came into Nuke? Like the pistol round, running people down. And then the AK, they're running rounds, but he's just swinging ahead of util, taking fights. And a lot of this here, it has the AWP, I'm just going to play through, right? Like there's a level of confidence that Zywoo is exuding right now that is what you want to see from a player of his caliber. Mr. MVP of 2025.
Well, Mr. MVP can do what he wants.
And always has been able to do what he wants.
It's just about, you know, this balance of ego and humility. He walks that tightrope.
So they're still able to scrape together 3 AKs of Galil and a Tech Knife for Hooksy. He's back in the server, tech issue dealt with. But again, same conversation as the first half. You lose this, the economy's in the bin, and Vitality get to stroll their way forward for an extra round.
Ooh, Flamesy concedes the space, gets away from the swing. Stare actually catches him now. Transfers into Mezzi. Stunning double entry.
Could be execute behind this. You can piece this together quickly. Oh, they're coming in.
They are. They're just going to test it. Flamesy, what you got? He's got the first onto Hooksy, and he matches the output and exceeds it. Triple in defensive B. Make it a 4, excuse me. What a monster. Jabbi, what have you got? Flamesy's got a quad kill in defensive B, and he might even have the 5th here. Let him have it. An ace in the quarterfinal up for grabs, and Flamesy takes it.
That's an impactful one right there, isn't it? That's the money in the bin right now, and around these parts they call him Emperor of the Flame. He's been having a great tournament and just stuns Astralis. You are not getting into B. That was a fantastic transfer from Stare. Catch this again. Catches Apex, sleeping, transfers it to Mezzi. You know Flamesy's here, but you are denied. They're trying to play with pace. He's got you on the gray screen. His aim with the A4 has been sublime. And this is what you want, right? He didn't do it in the aggressive fashion, but Flames, with the type of aim that he has, he will shut you out.
And he was on this BS. in that game versus Mouse.
Yeah.
He was at the top of the table, multi-kills on that B site. He's definitely found more comfort in a role that was initially quite uncomfortable.
Yeah, and coming back out of the break, you know, Vitality have had, we'll call it a slower start because the expectation was to win every tournament they went into. Now that hasn't happened. They won EPL to reset, right? And now they're on the run to the major, wanting to pick up that form.
It wasn't even that long ago. The conversation wasn't about who's going to beat Vitality. It was, will someone take a map off Vitality?
Yeah.
Can you break their Inferno streak? Can you break their X streak?
And now I think it's 9 teams throughout the course of the year have been able to beat them. So, look, it's not a big list.
No.
But it is a growing list.
On 2 hands. Certainly not a problem.
And if they do win this matchup right now, which they are the heavy favorites to do so, they get to take on Mouse again.
Wow, Robs makes that look so easy on the limited magazine. Just tracking those unarmored Ts as they go swanging. Serious discrepancy, isn't there? I mean, what, Magisk and Hooksy, 10 kills combined, the rest breaking double digits.
Yeah, but still, you have to remember where some of these kills came from. They'll have come against the Eco/the Force.
Yep, fair, valid.
So, and I understand there were upgrades in those rounds, but right, the rifle rounds is where we're lacking. And that's where we need to see Astralis sinking in their teeth, because this one, it's already gotten away from you.
Yeah, like, you know, next gun round, why don't you get like a double entry B or something?
That'd be nice.
Yeah, imagine, that should be a 1 round. Unless someone else gets all 5, obviously. He is just constantly set up for plays, isn't he? The playmaker, Flamesy. ZywOo, he's ready. How's Jabbi's pathing here? Pre-aim's a little high. Jabbi's managed it well. Little crouch peek, Rooney. Takes out the Woo and forces their hand. How do you adjust your setup?
Yeah, that required precise movement there from Jabbi, right? A lot of the time you just jump on that balcony, you strafe in, aware that, oh, there, where's that come from?
Ah, yeah. He wanted to get early info.
Yeah.
Jabbi's walking through smokes, though.
It's a bit like the Heroic versus Spirit game, knowing that the only way into this is making plays, and those plays are denied.
Flamesy, have you got anything else for us on this B site? Already looked like a bit of a master of his craft, and again, now with the AK upgrade, he mows down 2. Nice claw back, Device making it a little bit more interesting, retrieving bomb, finding the first of the 1v4. Oh, but just crouching, committing, spraying, and put onto 17. A low HP 1v3 feels like it's an impossibility. They've doubled up Ruins, attention drawn by Mezzy on that low HP. He knows he's got to try and find a fight, and that fight does come his way. Mezzy bests him, and the 12th goes Vitality's way. Who needs pistols when you've got gun rounds?
Exactly, right? And this is just showing that they're head and shoulders above the rest, because a lot of the players will still tell you pistols are a coin toss, 50-50. Well, right now, 100% of those have gone to Astralis, and they only have 7 rounds. Another one that came in a clutch scenario, and yeah, Stare can't quite believe it. All right, well, this could very well be the final round, and with the buy that Astralis have been able to bring in, it looks that way. 2 Deagles, 2 Tech-9s, and a Mac-10. Might have to be pacey again.
I mean, Astralis, if they were listing win conditions coming into this match, on Inferno especially, they would have said, boys, we get the pistols, we're laughing. Yeah, in review, Vitality clearly are heads and shoulders above on this map. Currently, the game plan just seems to be flowing so nicely. Individuals shining brightly.
They're going to go for an A pop right now. It looks like potentially 3 in through apps and then to be set up by Stare and Device. Probably get a long smoke and a moto smoke, but take a look at the radar. You can see Robs are on the balcony, but it's the setup behind this. Apex is in the site to be...
There's a flash ready. Of course there is.
Well, he'll get some info and he might just mow them down. Here it is.
Oh, he looked perfectly timed. Okay, anti-flash necessary.
Saw the bomb, though.
Sure, they get info, but at least he keeps it competitive. Still, Mac-10's Tech-9's not pretty. Just the AK on Jabbi may be the one to finish it off. ZywOo on site, ready for the first. He has missed it. Will be overrun if they can't be covered. Mezzy's there, Apex the Joker, and that is gonna be the end of Inferno. Flowing, grooving on the stage. That is impressive. No pistols, no problem. Vitality, that scoreline, it does tell the whole story. Even if Astralis got the pistols, they got nothing else to show. In a semi-final bout versus Mouse.
Feels unrealistic. Now it's a T-side start. Against the map Vitality have been picking here in China. Sure, 7 out of the last 8 series, it has been the home turf for the Danes, but even seeing them in a playoffs is the surprise.
Right. And I can't even say the pistol's going to do any convincing either, can I? Inferno's just set the tone.
3 out of 3, at least it's a good in the stat line, but what does it really mean? Let's find out. 5 sets of Kev, so no U2, and that's kind of been the plan for Vitality. They've just been very aim-heavy. They've been happy to take duels like this. Watch this. Door's about to swing open, one way or another.
One way or another, he's going to find you. Nade it off, and Flamesy, he's ready to receive. Quick response from jabbi, though. A leaping Glock into the A side, pathing nicely. Covered by Heaven, but covered off. Nice. 3 for 3 pistols, certainly make a strong case for it. But with ZywOo and Rops left, I'm never one to write them out. The fact that they don't have that kit with the aforementioned 5 sets of Kev makes it extra hard.
Couple of kills, save the Kev if they can. They'll have a look. Both of them happy for the slow roll here. Rops in through ramp, ZywOo up Heaven, and ZywOo noted now.
Nice from jabbi.
Oh, looks like they're going to lose it all. If Rops can hold on to this, maybe it's a Famous kill, going to add a bit more traction, and now they're all running his way. Okay, well, they should just let him live. Oopsie. Nothing to lose. He bought the util. And up, over, and down. Okay. Robs will lose the armor, so that will soften his force potential. Likely will be the Vitality Force, just considering the way that they have been approaching this series so far. Flames gets the first great shot from jabbi for the trade there, just a flying Glock, and then the pathing opens up the site nicely. The Heaven player unable to provide any damage. Marooned on the site, get wrapped upon, and well, some Apex frustrations. It's a bit of a classic. Either way, Robs will be able to get out of Famous. Scout for ZywOo, saw what he did. Got a couple of nice kills over on Inferno. Deagle for Apex, MP9 for Flames, and Mezzy with a 5-7. So pick your poison into round number 2. But outside smoke wall, 2 breaks, but they will still get across.
Okay, so you can see ZywOo's immediate reaction is to try and lend a hand ramp side. Rops heavy invested towards lower.
There's 4 here. How many can he get? He's fighting.
Fighting indeed on the gap. Fine stare, and now he can dip away.
Yeah, job done. Well played. Now they can turn the screws. Flames rotates down as well to bolster this B defense.
Especially if this Molotov is thrown, and Flames can at least stand and deliver. He's actually going to hide out in the vents, so he's going to be listening intently. Cleared out. Magis gives him away the kill. Well, you're not going to up the vents, are you? Perfect. They're in pursuit of one, and Robs finds the other. Oh, yeah. jabbi is definitely on. Hooksy trying to get himself up the vent with that bomb, but you've got to get past ZywOo's AWP as well. There's no place is safe right now. Vitality, the second round fours. Rob starts it off, and it's finished by Mezzy.
See if ZywOo can get an upgrade away from this, or if he just wants to operate with it. No, will be holding the Scout through. So, AK, Famous, Scout, and a Force by victory. So, it will not be Astralis going pistol and conversions this time round. What could have been a nice buffer with the ability, okay, we get 1 gun round, it's 4 rounds on the T side. Oh, that's workable. Now it's going to be a long way back up the hill. They'll Force by back in themselves. But with no plant and 1,400 loss bonus, they go into this one with, I was going to say no utility. They do have a single HE, maybe to just blow open the door. But that means there's no smoke wall outside. There's no ability for misdirection. You've got to hit shots, and well, Device is already brought down to 30.
Yes, I already has into round 3. Hello, Hooksy. Oh, he gave himself a bit of vulnerability. Goes for the repeat, does ZywOo, and Hooksy have an absolutely none of it. That's a lot of damage. Damn, takes out Device with the HE, does Apex.
Ramps a gap right now, so they have been able to find some space. They're dropping down to B. Apex is responding to this. He hasn't been on his best form, Apex.
Yeah, and he is going to swing open the door to his demise. Flames, he's quick, though. Magis can stare, find cover. Drops in for the plant, covered nicely. Stare doesn't want to overextend, doesn't want to give him anything. You've managed to make this round incredibly threatening, and now Mezzy, Hooksy, challenging him with that Desert Eagle. He is down to that 44 from the tag of the Scout. He's going to be walking into this. So many bodies, it's unlikely Mezzy gets multi, needs Oh! Stairs there for 2. And Astralis say, yeah, we can play the force buy game.
I am surprised how much value they got out with the limited utility, right? This is Nuke. It's all about misdirection on the T side. Rob's looking to hold on to this, but also looking to do damage and only gets 1 for his troubles. So very, very nice response from Astralis. They're going to have to work awfully hard to, first of all, buy the respect of Vitality, but have the viewer at home think that this is a possible map that they could even win. Really nice shot here from Hooksy. Catches ZywOo jumping, and the second shot is a thing of beauty on the connection. Device not even looking. He gets bowled in while going for the boost. It's this one right here. Apex has had some really, really rough showings individually. And if that continues, maybe that is a way back in.
Yeah, that's why we call that stairs.
I wonder if he's upset there with the comms and the rotations.
Okay, guys, it's fine, but let's listen. We have perfect information at the beginning of the round, okay?
There you go.
We say we skip prompt. It was important, okay?
So he's upset that he's the one having to try and plug that gap. But at the same time, it felt like he didn't need to swing open that door. So his frustration's likely warranted.
Ooh, that's a great start for the CT campaign. Magisk on the main roof, goes down on the drop.
No rotation down to B yet. It's going to have to probably be Rops from ramp because you can't go down the vent now that you've given over Secret. Jabbi playing very, very passive in lobby. You can see this here, highlighted by the Obs team. So if he gets any value, it's going to be great. Softens up the rotation potential. And they know that he's lurking around. So Vitality, do you want to try and tussle with this? You're going to have to before you can attend to the lower site.
It does feel like the entire Vitality squad is find Jabbi and then progress B. Util confirms his presence and Yabbi's position. It just seems destined for the first. Whether Mezzi's overlooked, there's potential. Oh, he's done well. Spinning around like a ballerina. Jabbi has secured its safety for Astralis' third.
And looks like ZywOo and Rops are going to be saving. So an M4 and a 5-7, sure. They need a threat into the next because they won't be able to force back in. Astralis have won out the force buy wars. So sure, they didn't get the 3-round conversion out of the gates, but they get there either way, and it might be better. A 4th round available with Vitality. Going to have to go in light. This is good. We're seeing some fight, showing some comfort. You go back just a month or so ago to EPL. They were getting blown out of the water on their T sides of this very map. And again, want to return to the fact that Magisk's time in this roster has only been over the course of 4 events, this one being the 4th, needing some time to marinate and mature. Highlighted here is a strong start from Jabbi. He'll be the lobby lurk on this T side. And you get to see demonstrated within this round. So Mezzi sees the shadow, gets the opener. Magisk playing ahead of the smoke. You think that's going to cause some issues, but no. They still get the palm down secret, and then Jabbi holds on to lobby. And the, okay, keyboard getting picked up, thrown around, and I think you can't go into any game thinking it's won, and I don't think that Vitality have or are. I think they just want to go and find their revenge quickly against Mouse.
Yeah, Mezzi overlooked despite the sound cue. Just gets some damage, but it's only damage.
Yeah, the M4 removed without any resistance, and you just put this one in for the 4th. So handled now as Jabbi will get his 8th kill. Rops will linger. Best case would be saving an AK, but now that he has been noted, I don't think he'll be getting away with anything. He's just darting away.
Yeah, I mean, this actually, in the absence of getting your quick 3-0, your conversion of your pistol round, you'll definitely take this, winning the force by war out.
Still a lack of gun rounds, which is why this is the most important coming up next. Inferno, they won 1 rifle round over the entire course of the map. The rest were pistols with conversions. So this one here will really set the tone. No AWP available for ZywOo going into the first rifle round. No defuse kit currently, unless there's any sellbacks into rebuys. They're opting in for block utility, juggling it around, deciding who needs what. And what's the call from Hooksy? He's got a MAC-10 carried into this one. They want to just go with the standard smoke walls into secret map control. Oh, this smoke is telling of something fast, Alex.
Yeah, this is one of those smokes you can flash through. Jabbi was trying his luck early door and catches a little flack for his troubles.
They have been able to monitor the fact that nobody's gotten down the vents, so that information means that, ZywOo's forward position right now. That's what I'm keeping my eyes on.
Yeah, maybe he's going to call for that flash. Apex has one available. Flash is thrown, stare, white screen imminent, booked. Opening kill provided by the ZywOo swing.
Can't react because they've been blocked towards top as well.
Mezzi's ready to try and disrupt if HooXi just accelerates in. Yeah, you got your nade in your hand. Red, booked, double from Merriman. Magic's gonna attempt it, trade, and provides it with a cost of 50 health.
ZywOo still has outside.
Okay, lovely find from Magisk on the push from Apex in the smoke squeak, but regardless, he's lost his teammates and he hasn't got much health to work with.
Another kill or two, even if he doesn't win the round, is what he should be looking for. They've got money to buy going into the next. If he can hamper that of Vitality's, it would be huge. He's backing off, or is he looking for a push? Either way, still has plenty of time. I can't believe he's just going for a save. Maybe he's hoping they come his way. Okay, looking to extrapolate max value. Just think taking another rifle away and forcing some tough drop conversations for Vitality. It may have forced them into more of a squeamish position, but it does give them the ability to get more rifle rounds down the stretch. He's only going to get 1,400 as a loss out of this. But I love it, right? As soon as ZywOo gets the opening kill outside, they know it's Stare. He's saying clear, there's nobody else. There's no tail of this, there's no bomb spotted. Topside blocks as well, because what's the reaction if you know that your rotator, which is ZywOo, is so far forward? You're either going to pop on a ramp or you're going to pop into top to try and punish that loose piece that's meant to be here, there, and everywhere. Well, as soon as they went to do that, they got blocked in heart, and HooXi thinks, oh, there's no way they're pushing in. Oh, they've taken that space and they have denied. So very well handled from Vitality. They'll need another one of those before money becomes a question in the Astralis camp, and that's not having the conversation of saves again or plants. The difference this time, a device AWP. Yet to find a frag, but an opener in this one could go a long way.
Slave smoke implies aggression. ZywOo's trying it again. Device scopes up, potentially audible. Stare's been spotted out, but that's ZywOo's position noted. The dunk does find him.
Beautiful.
Just like that, the entirety of Yard cleared out, and this time it's the ramp reaction you've been presenting as the option on the flow chart. You will take the ramp side.
Rops has started down to secret, so that means that Vitality would think it was going to be heavy outside. It's okay that you've given up the room. Essentially, you're just in a turtle setup. Something would naturally happen if Rops gets pushed off the line. So they've been able to rotate Flames down as well. ZywOo has really restricted the movements with this outside push. And ramp could be the coffin of Astralis in a moment's time. They're hitting the brakes, they're waiting for a reaggress, but it's not necessary from the CT side with a two-man advantage.
Smoking.
Good work, that's doors and window where both these players reside.
Should enable them to make a play. Robs is actually going to try and get distracted and profit from it. Okay, he does get one. Information on another. It was ZywOo spamming. Went in from a single side. Apex dead to Magisk. Good find on the ramp aggress. They're surrounded though. Magisk caught off. Jabbi on site. ZywOo precise, and that's the end of that. Well, you were talking about gun rounds and still no dice for Astralis.
They can buy again. You can get 5.9 on Magisk at the high end and the low end 3.4 on Stare, everybody else in between, which can get you rifles across the board if Stare goes down to a Galil or someone hooks him up with an AK and takes that sacrifice for him. But this worked out perfectly. We heard Device with the scope behind, so did ZywOo. It means Apex just stays on high alert for that swing, and ZywOo's dealing with the silo player dropping onto main. Once you deal with that, it's another two-man advantage, and from there, Astralis really don't have too many legs to stand on. HooXi into a Galil, Jabbi the same. They need to facilitate utility right now, and maybe taking some pace out of these crawls. Allow the protocol, utility, or any question mark smokes like the glaive smoke you highlighted to be burnt through before you make your first move. First map, if you are just waking up in Europe, good morning. It was about 40 minutes. That's not including the halftime break, any tactical timeouts, or we had a small tech issue with HooXi. So quite rapid in terms of Inferno. Will be support for Stare this time. HooXi back ready to throw a second wave. In the air now.
Inform them with the HE trajectory, like heaven occupied. Looks like Stare was trying to catch a little glimpse upon the fate of the first wall. Second wall now erected.
Top split.
Yeah, it's going to be enable pathing.
Mezzi heard them on silo.
So Information starting to flow, building a picture. Vitality. Oh, Messi was completely caught out actually from the main pincer. Stare opens up the site. Rotation in. Flamesy has lobby, and that's the bomb. Awkward now. Apex getting something done. Jabbi removed. That's the highest flyer. 4 Astralis removed. Got a 3v2 though. That bomb being lost by Hooksy on the way down the ladder has changed the dynamic though. Got to kind of retake.
They're allowing Device to work ramp. So right now, Magisk and Stair just need to chill. Device needs to be in a position to play to connect with this. They have a flash and a molly, so the util, maybe the molly could be used at lobby entrance to keep Rops out of this play if Device can get the space. But here they come, 25.
Flames managing his angles well swung. Stare and Magisk combine and remove Flamesy.
That molly.
Bomb is retrieved, molly connects and Device converts. There's the 5. The baseline met.
Okay, and the second rifle round for the series so far. That could become more because the finances are in question for a couple of the players on Vitality now. And those frustrations maybe continuing to build and brew. This one right here does put the round into question, but not fun spots to play this. You can see up on the rafter, if he doesn't hit it initial, they're able to both lock him down. Surprising to see it's the second tactical timeout from Astralis. Maybe just discussing the financial situation that they're expecting to come out from Vitality.
Well, because you feel like you've done a lot of hard work right now. You don't want it to be squandered by running out of spawn before you've discussed what your opponent's potential buy looks like.
Yeah, I think, you know, when they've won 2 rounds in a row, but they've had a couple of casualties there, how much could their economy have built at this point? There is a ZywOo AWP, and he has been the difference maker in the rounds 1 for Vitality outside. But this means that if he is going to go aggressive with the AWP, he's not going to have the same flexibility that he had with the rifles in hand. Apex down to a 5-7, and a Famus for Mezzi and Rops alike. Flames with the M4, and Flames had a fantastic Inferno in case you missed it. Yeah, Astralis, they're in the driver's seat right now. How many more on the T side can they get? Okay, so they've won the conditioning outside with the smoke wall in the previous. So Stair's just going to be left out here to work it on his own. Rops pushing. Not just aware of the possibility.
Fights on multiple fronts simultaneously here. Is Magisk going to overlook this potential, even if it did look like he was considering it? Stair makes it across. And the shadow betrays Magisk. Robs wins it out. That's AKV Famas. He doesn't even get to pull the trigger of the Kalash.
Okay, so round has to change now because they've used their smokes to get Stair down, which is great, but how do you get the bomb down towards B, or is that even the finish? They could pivot back and try and go heaven and hell control. They still have time for this. Vitality respond by taking lobby space through Heart. So right now they're in jarring positions within the mid-round. Device, molly for back sight, won't do anything. Flash into main, looking to split top.
Hooksy stampedes in. Flamesy tuck Tetris. It's the heaven side. Nothing from ZywOo. Good find from Hooksy. Puts it into a 3-on-3. Still advantage Astralis. At least it was! Mezzi finding Device cleanly. Jabbi could maybe get them both here. Mezzi was caught off guard. That's the trade Flames needed. Now Stair. Up the vent, barrel poking out, and Apex profits.
The most quizzical death of all that was ZywOo just being completely in the open there to main. So him getting blindsided really brought that round into question as far as I was concerned. But the bomb being caught back lobby took that one away from the Danes. First tactical timeout to be called by Vitality. Probably same conversation, but in a different scenario. Messi's actually got in with the auto shotgun. The buys available on the side of Astralis is currently equipped with 2 AKs, one for Jabbi, one for Magisk. Pistols for Device, Hooksy, and Stair, and I'm feeling a little bit of confidence for them because they were able to win around with Deagles and Scouts, essentially no util. It's round number 3 of the game, so there's no reason they can't win this one. And you can see the frustrations from Vitality. Maybe this is also a timeout to try and deal with a little bit of the mental. Hey boys, we're 1 map up. You know, it's not going to be the best CT half, but we've been picking this map in this event, so don't stress too much.
It's interesting. Device has actually thrown out like a full spawn insta. You can see it bouncing there in front of main. Very quick to it, but so is the CT presence. ZywOo not playing shy.
Action on Robs.
A lot of action coming his way. How does he handle this? He gets his and gets away. That's a ramp player's dream. Maybe not gets away. Stands and bangs. Takes down 3. Into the B site though. Body already rotates in and he hits the shot, does Flames. Okay, Hooks. Good luck, have fun. Surrounded, Flamesy spotted and Hooksy beheaded. Robson Flamesy with 5 frags combined. I mean, Robs gets way more than you'd expect.
I love that there as well. They're like the nade. He's going, all right, well, if you're chasing me, you're going to cop this. So then as their shell shock dropping in, he's able to pip them at the post. And now we'll have to be an Astralis eco.
So you get yours, drop off, HE punishing the chase. Slows down number 2 and 3.
He's done really well there. That's more output than you would expect from your ramp anchor. But this is Rops after all. Will just be 1 Deagle for Device. Everybody else down to the Glocks. Likely to see this one a slower round. You want to at least let the Deagle shoot a couple of shots before everyone else is farmed up. But an opportunity to guarantee 6 presented to Vitality now. Hasn't been a walk in the park in Chengdu for Vitality. They opened up with a map loss to VP on Overpass. They did end up winning that series. Then took on Mouse, where they got flatlined on Train, bounced back on Nuke, and then had a barn burner of Inferno, but still came out on the loser side of things. Had to battle through that lower bracket. Lin Vision sending home the hometown team and converting with ease against the undermanned G2. That's how they find themselves in the quarterfinal. Whereas Astralis, they won their openers. They surprisingly booked themselves a spot in the playoffs after a Na'Vi and Mongols win. And then a Falcons loss with Monacy in fine form again. Now this one looks like they are going to team out into top side.
Well, this is what Mezzi's been waiting for. He's got the weapon. He just wants a kill at least, maybe 2. And gets rid of it, of course, heading into the guns for the final round of this half.
We've seen Zywoo bother with the AWP all of once. So he's happy just to play with the rifle. Right now, if he wanted to, he could buy an AWP, no dramas. But this is the great thing about Zywoo. Sure, he's the AWP for the team, but he is serviceable on every weapon in the game. It does mean that they're also more flexible because of that fact. I imagine sometimes a nightmare for Apex to have to constantly monitor. They've been playing together for forever now. Fast outside.
Yeah.
Pace.
Oh, and Zywoo puts bullets into Stair's face. Disappears in a puff of smoke. I say that. Actually very vulnerable, susceptible to spam. Oh no, back turn. Hooksy did not expect Zywoo to have stuck around. It's a 3-on-3, but that's about to change one way or the other. Surrounded and found. Robs, however, on the secret stairs. He's been spotted. Nice shot from Device. Catches Robs on the secret. Just Mezzi remaining. Astralis to end this half dead even. That's a T-haul they'll be proud of.
I know this is the top anchor. I just have to find him. But a clutch like this is in the wheelhouse of Mr. Merriman.
Yeah, usually when things are going rough for Vitality, he pulls out some BS, 1v3.
He won't be ready for Jabbi.
Ooh, no sir, not at all. 6-6, okay, Astralis, they picked Nuke, and they picked it for a reason. 6 T rounds. Could we have a game? Could we have a third map? We were struggling to see any way in which we'd see the third map, but have Astralis done any convincing to you at home? Good morning, Europe. If you're up just in time to see a competitive affair. Inferno was not that. Here we have a 6-6 half. In fact, 6 T rounds from Astralis. I'm starting to think there's potential. What do you reckon, Chatty B?
Look, normally 6 rounds of T half is absolutely great, but in the sitting match, Astralis on Nuke against Falcons, it was 6-6 with their T side.
Oh.
They ended up losing 13-6.
Oh.
Well, let's see. It can't happen again. And Vitality haven't won a pistol yet.
I see where you're going. But so does Zywoo with that P250. He's on an adventure. We've previously at this tournament alone seen him just become a one-man army on T-side Nuke.
Is Device poking? Oh, they're boosting on the main. Okay. Yeah, well, they want to do it quietly. You can... There we go. Oh, not so quietly.
That's a quick reaction from Device. All of that for naught. Zywoo at least will punish his overextension. So 4-on-4, Mezzi low, and Apex, he's hoovering up space. Are you seeing this? All that action yard, he's hoping to have backs turned, and he has.
Is he clear lockers?
That's the question. I presume he will. Yep, sideline just as Stair started to consider it. A quick reaction shot from Hooksy, but attention drawn, and Rops profits.
If you can get up Heaven, this would be a strong finish. Now just in the sight as Jabbi flirts with main.
Oh, there it is. There it is. And Zywoo one tap to the face of Jabbi.
Yeah, now you have to finish A. I'm just trying to route around them here. Planning backside makes sense. You can also spring one player deeper into the rafters. You have Zywoo who gets to worry about Heaven. So this one, I don't see a way for Magis to win this.
No, it's just a question of if Zywoo gets it cleanly or if there is another casualty. It's
the right time to get your first pistol in the series. You had a pretty tough CT half. And now you're about to grab the pistol. Magis, he's not going to have time for this, even if he does find the kill. Which it doesn't look like he will.
Off to Ram to save his Kev.
Ooh, he's gone overlooked for the time being, and likely will, so imagining he's probably darted off towards CT spawn somehow. So yeah, he does retain that Kevlar, which will give him at least head start on his force buy going into this next round. Just saw Stair buy in and then sell back and then buy in again. So is there a specific call that Hooksy wants to make? Or this was a nice opening shot, right? That boost comes in, noisy there on those yellow containers. So he just gets removed in that moment, and then Apex's flank, which is not too Apex-like, is essentially the round-winning move. So well done from him, who's been showing some real frustrations throughout Nuke, but we're in A.
Oh yeah, we are in A, and Robs escorts Jabbi out of it. Flying into the Mac 10, it might very well be that instantaneous save, especially upon the loss of Stair. They're trying to...
Oh, give it a go now.
Something on the smoke spam, and it has been found. Flamesy caught by a stray bullet. Hooksy gets two, straight through the smoke.
Bomb down.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely giving it a look-see now. All it takes is a messy spray from Mezzi, and it's game on. Zywoo, how do you fare? Nice find onto Hooksy. Dips away. Magis hits it on the 5-7. That Danish pistol working wonders. Yes, there is a smoke and a kit, no less. Awkward for Mezzi, and Astralis do it. Look at his face, he can't believe it.
Yeah, he's running and spamming the 5-7 at range. Hooksy got away with a mad one there.
That's BS.
Okay, they've been strong, at least in contending when the economy hasn't been on their side. Right, they won the pistol in the first half, they lost the force, but then they won a force back of their own.
What is this?
This is madness, isn't it? Just peppering through. The second one is, oh yeah, it worked. Let me run it again, shall I? Not giving them any room to move on that top site, and then the bomb not planted for door. They have to spring to action, and the kit making that a whole lot easier.
I can't quite believe that.
We're going top again.
Yep, same again. This could be a quick end. Yeah, Magis positioned well. There's Mezzi changing the dialogue, rips that script up, and there's a nice one back. Apex comes in from main, Hooksy sidelined. Device is up. It's not the weapon he wanted to be retaking with. Didn't think that would be happening so soon,
Huge
but makes
gap
it work.
in that
A massive gap in the main smoke. And he'll profit from it. Oh my god, Apex is lucky to be alive. Robs his too. A missed shot from Device. And Vitality, a pace change works out for them. A 10 HP 1v2 with an AWP Device. It's a lesser of two evils, a Sophie's choice.
Yeah, he has to save. He cannot possibly give this one a look. He was making everyone feel like he was there as he glanced towards ladder, but needs to dip on back into CT spawn. And great double kill there from Mezzi. I can't believe that from Apex as well. He's the one that misses the smoke. A teammate dies, and then he goes and picks the bomb up like there's nobody there. It's like, bro, your teammate just died. But they do get away with it, and back and forth we go again. But do we have the same result as the first half? Do Vitality now win consecutive to break the finances, or Device's saved AWP suggests otherwise? It is crazy to see this just level of pace out of Vitality. The same thing was on Inferno, right? They were doing those A plays where they were just popping top mid on the rifle rounds. I understand that they probably don't have the most respect for Astralis. And that is being shown as Hooksy from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. As
they're synchronized there.
The head and hands as we go again. So this time there's an AWP in the mix alongside of a weapon of choice.
A little bit of everything.
Just going to try the 5-7 lock outside, and Apex will find him. That immediately a grin on the face there of Hooksy, like, well, that's how that one's gone down.
I mean, he can't be too upset. He just got two of them in one round.
Exactly. So in their own back. I don't know how many rounds we're really going to have to discuss the CT setup, but Device, dead. Doesn't even get across to the safe haven of the CT boxers, and this one has been mopped up quickly.
Hasn't it?
Oh, Dinkin dead. Stair gets something, but short-lived. Mezzi onto jabbi, and they know exactly where Stair was, who has picked up the orb, but you're going to get hunted this time, my friend.
It's a toucher class from Vitality. You lose a round you know you shouldn't, and immediately return to your winning ways, and calling like back-to-back pacey tops. Cheeky. Does seem like that might be a little bit of a knockout blow to Astralis' confidence.
They have done some repeat calling in this series so far as well, so keeping with pace and repeat calls, two things that I think are factoring into that disrespect.
Yeah.
And Stair looking for the save right now. So it will read 9-7 in favor of Vitality with an eco up, most likely. Whether or not this AWP is retained, we'll find out now.
They bait the shot nicely, and the whole squad are gunning for him. Stair gets some AWP warm-up in. 2 of the 4. Oh, and a leg shot onto Apex. That's the end of him.
Yeah, he's going to feel hard done by that bollard just blocking the bullet. And it will have to be the eco now. So when we do get to the gun round in a round's time, you will see Stair holding ramp. You'll have Magisk as the top anchor. jabbi as your dormant. Hooksy playing outside with the rifle, and Device obviously as the rotator with the AWP. A couple of HEs invested upon for this one. Stair and Magisk, where are those destined for? It's about the highlight because they just have the starter pistols of the USPs. Outside, so looking for a chunk of damage. And they'll get 6. With a ramp boost. And themselves trying to play over the yard smokes, but it'd be good for a cheeky kill. Oh, no, it won't.
Well, there's no man that gets more cheeky kills in Counter-Strike than Mr. Flames.
A good series from him so far. Sure, he's got a negative KD right now on the second map, but he was fantastic on Inferno.
You know, they've got ideas. How's that for an idea? The totem pole on ramp.
While we have you in this lull, up next, we do have the Mongols versus Furia.
Could be a really good game.
Yeah, that one's exciting. I think Furia lose Train in the map pool, and Mongols lose Ancient. I have Harry and Hugo jumping on the mic for that one, as this one is just getting stripped now. Winner of this will play Mouse in the semi. Winner of that aforementioned game will play Falcons. So Astralis is a bit of the odd one out in terms of the playoffs. I think Mongols, there was conversation about, okay, well, what do we expect now that Senzu's not in the team? But Controllers has been more than serviceable so far, and I'd say the Spirit versus Mongols game in conversation for match of the tournament so far alongside of the Mongols, Vitality versus Mouse, excuse me. But here we go. Is this one going to be as we expect? Do Vitality just run away with this and close this down, or can the rifle round be converted for Astralis? There's very, very few of them to note within this series. This one will be without a defuse kit. They've got the necessary Molotovs to block top site. Everyone has a smoke, but limited HEs to break outside smoke walls. I don't love the way this one feels. Only a bit of a slower round. 3 outside, 2 in lobby. The attack right now is we'll comb through and make sure no one's close, right? You want to remove the potential for somebody close red. That will stall out your smoke wall. So once that's been identified, now they lob in the first wave. Where's the pathing for this? Just to stay close and get down secret? Do they want to make it into warehouse? What's the call from Apex? Is he able to just be under that scope? He's across.
Device is going to remove ZywOo though.
And that means that Mezzi can't follow. Smokes have faded, Apex down.
He's being held by jabbi, and actually, yeah, Apex, bit of a dink exchange indeed. Apex swings open the doors, tries to get jabbi on high alert, and it has pulled him away from single. Apex getting cheeky. Magisk down. Anchor falls. He's got the wrap, though. Device should have both. No, Flames, he scoops up the bomb, and he could convert. Removing Hooksy. A site, it's vulnerable. Stair forced to react up heaven. Device quick about this on main. Info on heaven, info on the main occupation. Stair dancing with trouble, but removing Robs with a quick tap to the forehead. Flamesy and Apex, very low HP. Gonna try and provide the cover. Apex does go down. Stair's done an awful lot for this round, and there it is. Astralis passing the test. It's Stair and Device with all 5 combined.
Really well done from Stair. Some hard shots to hit there. And you could see that round from Vitality. They're trying to piece it together after losing ZywOo. Apex is being tricky with it. He's like, okay, so I'm going to make it look like we're going down B. That'll draw a ramp rotation, but we're going to pressure top. Robs gets the kill into Magisk. The top side is relatively under-fortified, but Vitality aren't to know that. Device, his impact being felt in this one, alongside of Stair's triple. And he's just really just being a jarring force, isn't he? Stepping out, getting a kill, stepping back out, getting another, and then combining with jabbi for the final as he lets out a roar. So they're still in this Astralis, just a 2-round game.
Gonna need to see a lot more of that.
Oh, okay. Trying to play ahead of things is jabbi, straight into Squeaky.
This is a real confidence play. Gets himself deep on the Squeaky line. Early doors for the CT side. How's Robs' clears? Usually very diligent.
Expect it now.
But yeah, he's got his nades out. Completely caught off. jabbi's forward positioning opens up the round for Astralis. And an opportunity to almost end it right there. Device misses his AWP shot. Apex down to 33, but down to B. And 2 CTs pulled away from their posts.
Well, they know that Stair's deep lobby, right, because of this smoke. You can see it there just puffing through the wall, but that is faded, and now they can take back the space with a minute on the clock. Apex cannot die.
Doing his best not to. Delays the hunt with the Molotov thrown. Feels like this jabbi Stair lobby hold is going to be tough to break for Vitality. Flames comes in from T-Roof. How's his pathing? Clears out, but jabbi's better. Stair not so lucky. Same gap, same angle. Double zoom to finish the job. Nice play again on display from Device. He's finding output. And the flank from Hooksy timed to perfection, just as Mezzi's trying to get back on his feet.
Really annoying CT side to follow right now. Not only the opening gambit, but there's some other details in that. Let's see if ZywOo gets away with this save. He probes into ramp, finds that frag, but needs to hold on to the AK with the util. Not going to be given this one a go. Outside as well, they threw 2 incendiaries. One of them was the standard to slow down the outside push. The other one was to block a smoke wall, right? So they'd throw one back of red to try and force a gap in an outside smoke wall. So you can see multiple ideas within that round of Astralis, but jabbi making his plays, and said this during map number 1 too, it does feel like they've acknowledged, hey, we are going to need to play aggressive, in-your-face Counter-Strike if we want to beat a team like Vitality. And this time, they will be able to silence back-to-back rifle rounds. I think that's the first time we can say that in this series.
Map 2, 18 rounds deep.
Nothing is more jarring, though, than being in a position where you are not able to have territory that should be yours. There's that incendiary again. Not the smoke wall that was thrown, but...
An attempted disruption. Seems like they're going to keep it simple. Zywoo gets down and across with the AK-47 leading the pack. You know Robs is alive, you know he's likely a lobby lurk. Spamming away to make it clear.
No one's rotated down B yet, and jabbi can't anymore, so they are chasing this tail.
Yeah.
This is the most unorthodox way to deal with it.
It certainly is, but that might mean that no one's paying attention. No one is looking! Hooksy kept humble. A quick reaction from Zywoo's AK, and now acceleration. jabbi kept busy by Robs. Device's rotation to catch that cross of the bomb. Is there commitment here? We'll see util thrown by Zywoo. Molly onto the left side. Still, that right side cross is held by the AWP. Zywoo versus Device, a head-to-head, but Stare is there to pick it up. Device brought low. Might force him off of the angle, but yeah, Stare again. Nice little 1-2 punch between the two of them, but Flamesy at least keeps it competitive. Robs and jabbi, this standoff, finally jabbi gets through.
Well, this is a must-win, wasn't it? Flames might be able to get the bomb, but if he gets it down, that's a win within itself. They are hunting him now.
Yeah, extra cash. It was just that hero gun. Flamesy in a 1v3 position, noted, low HP. And the first of a clutch. A clutch no one believes in, not planted for himself and covered by Magisk.
Yeah, he
got a tight game.
Went for the safe version, right? Didn't get it on the line to make it so he could be able to find an angle from the doors or the window, but yeah, you bang on, all tied up, and I think Vitality would be starting to sweat now.
Apex considered it, just looked away, passing glance.
That's the crowd factor, right? A good toggle there by the OBS, but crowd surge. As soon as you feel any of that and you know you're not in action, you're going to be turning around. That's just the way she goes on the stages. So Hooksy is the one who feels robbed out of this situation, but they get the round. Timeout taken, and I think it needs to be more of that from Vitality in the sense of let's get the smoke walls down, let's get the space, and then sure, we're playing against Astralis, the team that defined the way you play with smoke walls and rotations, but that was many years ago. At this point, there are new masters of that craft, and if you think your class, you should be able to better them in that regard. A map for Astralis is a victory in this series, and a third, well, then it becomes anybody's. So just 3 more rounds required. Let's see how much friction we get down the stretch.
Device is actually perfectly positioned to deal with a silo peek, but going to see a crouch approach from Flames, gets under the sight lines. Device's AWP position now noted, and Flamesy tries to catch him on his exit.
Good damage.
Yeah, puts the AWP on notice with just 22 points of health to work with for our 21st round of play. First quarter final here, the Intel Extreme Masters, Chengdu.
I don't think the damage known, but Flamesy said I definitely lit him up. Going back, juggling some nades, hoping to fortify his top side defense right now, and second smoke wall deployed. It's top main, so they're aiming for heaven and hell control off of this.
Yeah, and Device's AWP now noted and getting walked upon. Apex got to be playing a dangerous game around that slight gap. He's trying to profit. Magisk does catch one on the smoke spam. He doesn't. He hasn't processed that it's a possibility. Kept busy by killing it. All of his teammates. Finally, Flamesy finishes what he started silo. Robson Stare, a bit of a fight towards the ramp side. A wide swing and a headshot provided. 2-man advantage for Astralis. They are definitely sweating now, especially with this flank. Mezzi's not prepared for it. Lovely, proactive CT side on display from Astralis.
Yeah, constantly moving and using the advantages. Normally, by the book, we're saying in 4v2s, you just want to sit back and not do an awful lot, but they're staying active and not giving any room for Vitality to work. Flamesy will likely get tracked down here. If not, he can save. It's 2,900 as the loss into the next, so we'll have to be another partial. And what does that mean? Well, with 11 about to be noted, 12 very likely. So overtime is potentially where Vitality will have to settle this, and that's if they can get it there.
Turns out you may be right, Chad, as far as can't happen twice.
Yeah, look, the Falcons result, right? Falcons have had a really hot group stage. Monacy in fantastic form, Kiyasuke as well. Nico taking a HLTV saying, hey, I have to give more room. I'm a bit more passive now. It's hard to facilitate so many stars, but locking themselves straight in for the semis. Not going to be an easy team to topple. And Astralis did take down scalps that were better than them, right? I think if you take down Na'Vi and you take down the Mongols, people would have been having those as the favorites in those head-to-head. So Astralis have already performed above expectations in Chengdu, and they continue to do so now. Or is it Vitality, who maybe aren't as ripe as they need to be for a trophy? Well, here's the partial. Yeah, the Apex, look, it is classic. It's always concerning. I don't know why. I know that his teammates are used to it. That's what he says. Hey, if it's not a problem for my boys, then it's not a problem. They're looking to pop ramp, but Stare and Device have been in great form in this half, and they were both posted ramp. They just got pulled away.
Yeah, Flames are getting across, and it does leave Stare vulnerable. Okay, they have managed to manipulate the rotations and keep it 4-on-4.
Sketchy there, but the comms not clear, right? The fact that both of them leave ramp after it looked like a strong position means that it wasn't clearly outlined who was going to be moving once that went down. So 4v4, and this is where that proactivity, if they continue on the CT side, could get caught. You can see this trap set up at ramp for a re-aggress. Apex joining them now. Flames waiting for any contact secret. Jabbi ready to take a fight at ramp with the supporter Hooksy.
Incendiary as they walk up. This two-man unit, perfect timing. Not the result. Awkward one for Hooksy.
Great flash.
How's that for a flash? Apex dunks on him.
I know Yabbi's lower. Just need to find Magis, the top anchor now.
Okay. Messi not used to using the AWP, might opt for the sidearm. Magisk on site, they're looking for him. Didn't catch him there, didn't spot him. Rob's caught off.
That's bomb.
Messi next victim. Good cover. Hits it on the Tech 9. Flames is position noted. It's Jabbi who knows where both were, but the bomb likely to go down. What posted on that ladder climb? How do you approach this, Jabbi?
Does he do it safely?
Hopes Messi overextends.
Oh, just the tip of the head, not spotted. If he comes up the ladder here, Messi can still miss this.
He certainly could. It is a vulnerability. Looking the wrong way, anticipating one sound effect, and it's enough. Messi, huge impact on the Tech 9 rounds. That's another round where he's found a multi-kill on the sidearm.
Yeah, the Force by was early where he was able to get that multi out of heart, and now doing the same. And that proactivity, it did come back to haunt them, right? They start coming up ramp with two, they get caught. They're actually the ones who got the jump there, but two players positioned in weird headshot angles, not usual angles. This is the brute force into ramp, and Stare's going to be pissed off, right? Because both of them evacuated ramp off the outside information. If one of them stayed, think about it, he just, as he got back, now they're coming. Yeah. He's not planted and ready. So the fact he gets one, I'm still giving a big tick to Stare there, but could have potentially done more. Just chaos in the comms, costing Astralis, and now we're tied back up 11-11. Both teams with the buys. Kit on Jabbi and Hooksy, so don't worry about it if the bomb goes down. But because of the winning ways, their biggest issue is the loss bonus is at the bottom of the barrel. They lose this, they'll have no money for the final round. It's going to come down to what gets saved. Okay, so trying to force holes in the smoke walls highlighted there for the OBS, and you can see the incendiary top main didn't connect, so smoke wall down.
Luke C just on the edge of the smoke. Flames wins it out with just 9 points of health to spare. Apex working his way across. I don't know if Device even spotted him. He was busy dismantling.
Been caught a couple of times, hasn't he, by these plays?
Ooh, Zaiwu was holding for that sweep, and yeah, doesn't need to worry about it. Apex has completely sidelined him.
I think that's the third time they've gotten past the expectation of the outside defense.
And at a crucial juncture of the game.
Their money on the line.
Ooh, Flames, he doesn't need to overextend, doesn't need to overcook. Jabbi's position noted as Apex has found Magis.
Yeah, but that's it, right? Because they've had to go for these type of plays, they continue to do so. Stare's going to have to do an awful lot right now.
He is, and that molly might force him forwards. It's a head-to-head with Zaiwu, and quick to the scope. Puts it into a 12th, seeming certain.
I'll try and save if you can here, Jabbi. 1900 into the next with no residual cash on a single member of Astralis. The cash injection will be lining their pockets, but you're talking MP9s and 5.7s, with Jabbi being able to drop something a little bit meatier, but all in all, you're close, but you know you're up against it.
It's just crazy because I'm just thinking about, maybe it's because of my UK passport, but Messi has won them this nuke if they convert here. If
impactful rounds, yes.
Like the two rounds that have really broken Astralis' soul, spirit, and momentum have been off the back of these partial Tech 9, Kevlar, Messi multis. 12-11, Astralis, they're going to have to pull one of their own out of the hat.
Well, Hooksy just needs to spray 2 guys down with a 5-7 through the main smoke, right? We've seen that before, so we know we can do it again, but this time the stakes an awful lot higher. That was the early stage of this second half. Right now, we're at the final round of regulation. They've definitely put up more of a fight than they did on Inferno, and with the major right around the corner, you need to see positive signs out of Astralis. But still, going up against Vitality, they were always a massive underdog.
Potentially our final round.
Guys, listen to each other, please. We have good information. Let's play as a team, okay?
Even in victory, it feels like things aren't working the way Apex wants them to be.
He's just walking yard, and Hooksy's 5-7 has immediately been noted. Same position, very different result. He's got full belt of util, doesn't want to go down, and they're wrapping into Device. This may be an unorthodox corner.
Just the amount of times they've had this space. Device has to be on high alert this time.
Jabbi is investigating towards the lobby. It's Robs that's hearing this. And he catches the back, turned, isn't ready for Magisk. Couldn't get his crosshair there in time. Apex very passive and aggressive simultaneously, just waiting for something to come his way. Here it comes. Device has been patient. How does he path it? Going up. Just can stare pulled away. Device has asked for backup. Device's whereabouts now noted, but Apex has got you in heaven, and he might even have you from above. Death from above for Stera, certainty. Still takes down Flames. It's Magisk again on the trade. 2 of them
on both
in this round. Hooksy on the backstab. Astralis are doing it. Forcing OT. They had to do it. Cobbled together by MP957. Zywoo's gone, and we see overtime.
Okay, good fight out of them there, right? When so many bodies were noted towards Hell, I think, okay, the info flows. But Hooksy inserts himself in the conversation, and they're able to snatch one back. It's been a lot of low-buy victories in this map so far, and maybe this helps inform what Apex was just saying when that listening, right? It feels like it's still stressed. It doesn't appear to be the A game out of Vitality, but that doesn't matter with the scoreboard. We're tied up 12-12, and Astralis are bringing the fight. They're the ones putting them under this pressure.
As they're probably saying in Denmark right now, Kom Nu.
They're walking straight through ramp, and there is nobody home. Like, literally nobody home. They are out with all of this space.
A full contact ramp, never mind. No, steps have been made. But such, I mean, frictionless access to ramp.
The question for me is, it can't be Stair because he's having to do with secrets. Mad just dropping down the vent to 10 to lower. But you have so much util because you contacted ramp that you can use all of it right now to cut off the ways for Astralis to access these fights.
Yeah, seems likely we're going to have a 5-on-5 retake.
Look at this, mate. 3 smokes into B. What a luxury.
Nade off the door. I like the play. So does Apex, though. Punishes and removes Magisk. Empty hands for him as the high flyer for Astralis. Disadvantage retake for them. Apex evades the spray of Hooksy. Low ammunition. Flamesy extends their advantage. How do Astralis want to approach the first round of overtime?
All right, CT side, you do have to extend your cash money, so they will be opting for the save. Apex hot on their trail. Can stand and fight here. It's not going to be the end of the world, but you want to have the luxuries in case you do lose the next CT rifle round as well. So Device will keep Apex at arm's length, but the first round of OT will go to Vitality.
Contact ramp, like, so cheeky with it.
Yeah, and like, you have Astralis there taking a risk of starting Stair down lower, right? He smokes ramp, he drops down immediately. They're starting heavy for outside, and that's where Vitality have been finding a lot of access. So you can understand the call from the Danes. It's like, okay, we keep getting peppered outside, or the smoke walls happen, and then they're behind Device. We need to make sure they don't get the room. So how do we deal with it? An extra body. We start him through secret. He can plug that gap. We can worry about the rest. But Vitality call themselves into victory with the path of least resistance. That puts pressure straight back onto Astralis, and now they take the tactical, the one bonus they find themselves in with overtime. But here is the case for me. If you can't win the outside fight, and they're going to find the gap perfectly like that, you have to take the fight to them. So it might need to either be an outside control setup where you're going to push up to red, you're going to push under silo, maybe even jump somebody up on the top of Warehouse to take a deeper fight, or you fight in through lobby. And in regulation, we had jabbi push through Squeaky, we've had some ramp pushes. It might have to be more of that. Take the fight to Vitality, take some space instead of chasing the room that they want.
Looks like we could have a collision course set towards the yard for round 2 of OT.
Just a standard round. They're essentially turtling up with Device's position, right? So Hooksy might want to get cheeky with some spams just to make sure they don't get it for free. You really can't just let them throw smokes and do nothing. You need to force everyone to be on their toes at all times. But this is reminiscent of a turtle setup. Stairs not in a position to fight and fall, but it is just one ramp. The nucleus at top and the AWP ready to rotate.
Second wave for that yard space. Spam connects. It's actually Device that finishes him off, so Frops has to do it all. Gets 2 towards the A site. Gets away, back to lobby. ZywOo in a position to dance around this smoke. Device uncertain as to where he's gotten off to. And that's the loss of Rob, so yeah, we'll fall all onto ZywOo with 45 to try and work some magic.
He might get this kill, but how does he get the bomb?
Yeah, and that becomes the hard part. Never mind, finding Device and pulling the trigger in time. Too much to ask. A quick equalizer in response.
Okay, so really good mind games being played right now. I think the expectation of Vitality is they don't play a standard setup, so we can work around towards heaven and hell again. But the AWP, that's the biggest deterrent to that move. So who's going to walk away with the lion's share before we swap halves?
Good intuition there on the spam as well. Hooksy softened him up. Just off of the flash, starts to press mouse 1. Device, however, impactful round.
Just Apex outside this time. Goes, jump spots, doesn't see a lot. Smoke wall lands. It feels like they want to pivot into something top or ramp centric immediately. So second wave thrown outside by Rops. This one is on a little bit of a quicker timing. Stairs committed on this right side again. So it's essentially the same setup from Astralis. Stair needs to get... Oh, Device is going to be here in time. He has rotated.
Stair's not going to be left on an island this time. Waits for the flashes, peeks on out. Device delivers. He's having a game now. Back-to-back multis from the Danish sniper. Okay, it's his round. Quad kill. Just a massacre on the ramp side. Astralis have the edge.
Yeah, you wonder what the tell is for that rotation in that moment. The second wall lands, he rotates away, and the fan and the crowd happy with that. We had him on the mic during one of the breaks with DX Master shouting the Astralis name, but needs to be shouting Devices right now. Has had some classic Device moments on the AWP. Just being able to pick in for all of those fights, and he almost gets the ace from the collab there. So feeling like Mirage, the third and deciding map of this series, is possible. They turn back to the T side.
Burning.
Flames singed down while trying to search for information at the Squeaky lurk smoke. So we'll have to question, hey, has somebody been able to get down that vent? This looks like the top split variation that they went for before. They parked behind main. Oh, okay. Different smoke wall to try and facilitate this. They're walking ahead of it. Flash. Peek.
Then perfect start for Vitality in pursuit of an equalizing 14th. Quick resuscitation of hope. jabbi outsqueak. Magis just aim mapping in. Catches Apex sleeping. It's just going tit for tat, isn't it? Just with a lot of room. And with that window open, not a sound cue needs to be made as he continues to slink behind Robs.
Won't find him though behind the box. It's such a weird clear. Nice. Wary of Mustang.
Yeah, seems almost convinced of Mezzi's positioning.
As he has to win this heaven fight. ZywOo's CT event, he'll be pinned otherwise.
Big one. Magisk Mezzi tried to bait you as well. Nice find. Magisk has done it, won it out. ZywOo, their last hope on this A site. Magisk, ooh, perhaps waiting a little too long. Robs will catch him!
Big miss.
Oh, that is a big one! A catastrophic miss, but maybe means nothing if Robs has got the
down
clutch.
the vent.
Down the vent quick. Bomb should be going down uncontested. jabbi's got this. 20 frags and counting from jabbi. 21 for Robs.
Hey, Rops has worked it out, rotating swiftly. Jabbi immediately into the vents in case of the drop down from Rops. Can play from single, double, or window.
How does he play this? Jabbi might want to just give him a swing on the clear. Farthing control side. Corner plant. Has he got the headshot? He has! 15! It reads for Astralis. One away from taking this quarterfinal, a distance not many anticipated.
Yeah, don't say often there that ZywOo's missing a pedestrian shot like that. That one's going to cost him. He is very fortunate that Rops kills Magisk Heaven because that removes 1 point of pressure. He's worrying about main, he's worrying about Squeaky, he's worrying about Heart and Heaven. But as soon as that kill comes in, at this point, it should become an awful lot easier. And for the game to miss that one, that's a big miss. When Device's AWP is singing, ZywOo's is missing. And now it's Vitality who have to drag it into double OT.
Okay, we've got action on Yard. Lots of bloodshed already. Still, despite the damage though, HooXi's found ZywOo. Flames the claw back, block Squeak. Lots of action towards Secret for the Danes.
Everybody piping down.
How is Flamesy going to play lower here? Is he going to be playing for info? He is.
Jump spot and rotate to the side, so
he could throw a HE with the damage inflicted. That would be lethal. Not to know that, crouching under. HE's not going to find his mark. Quick to try and punish Flamesy. He's doing an awful lot. There it is. His signature move. Vitality in demand, and he's denied the ace. But it doesn't matter again when Vitality need him to step up. Another multi-kill from Flamesy. That's almost a solo. Behold.
Well done right there. And you can see why they operate with pace. Because he hangs around to throw the nade, they know they have a split second more. Right, most players will get the jump spot and move into sight immediately, knowing they can par the head of this hustle. But Flames almost wants to bait them into this. This is where he does his best work. Heads up, counter-strike, take the jewels, line you up, knock you down. Could have been his second ace in this quarterfinal.
I'm starting to think he's got one of the tidiest M4A4 games in the business.
Still one more needed for double OT. Not over yet for Astralis as far as the swing of the king goes.
One hell of a swing.
This time Vitality are the ones who leave the ramp gap. ZywOo starts down towards Secret. Rops playing red pole. Is he quite aggressive in Heart?
Stair parting towards his likely demise. Can you jiggle bait? No, you can't. Meets his fate. ZywOo puts him down, and Vitality have that man advantage. Betty has a look. Oh, he squandered it. Device hard to kill for them right now. Magisk will defend it.
Blind.
Perfect flash. Apex spot. He's a dead man. Eats it. Device secures an advantage for Astralis with that flash. Oh, Flames, he's trying to lock the door on their way back. HooXi on the clear, but it's a walking clear. Ooh. Nice trade work. Magisk, 1 point of health.
There's no one in A. Rops needs to get up Heaven now.
He's flying up the ladder. Molotov, a swing, a frag. Needs more, but denied by Jabbi. A ZywOo clutch, or we go 3. Mirage awaits. ZywOo could redeem himself. The AWP miss probably still lingering in his mind. Astralis, they picked this map, and they're showing us why. Just one more kill. He's not cleared his Tetris. Device secures it. The distance is met for quarterfinal 1.
This underdog's got teeth. What should have been a walk in the park. Vitality locking in another matchup against Mouse is uncertain now. Mirage awaits, and are Apex and Co rattled?
To be bickering, what seems to be difficulties in communication. Does that now get exacerbated by Astralis taking Nuke? Mirage, the third and final map. Will this be a series we talk about and reference for months to come as where Vitality cracks started to show? Or will we forget about this one as a close but no cigar?
Astralis won the 9th. They'll get to start on the CT side, but they'd have to snap a 5-map loss streak to book their spot in the semi-final and topple Vitality for the first time since January 2024. They're up against it. Right now, they're 3 out of 4 as far as pistols are concerned. This will make it 4 out of 5. Jabbi Ticket has very limited support right now as the execute comes in.
Flash is high. Device has vision, but only for a moment before that smoke does land. And Mezzi, he will not be landing onto sight. Jabbi plucks him from the air, but the bomb will go down.
Where's this second smoke for Apex going right now? And the flash. Is it for CT? Holding on to it. A lot of restraint at the moment.
Waiting for confirmation of presence, and does look like they're going to be run boosting. Astralis, that is, CT. Oh, actually boosting. But well delayed. That smoke now buys a lot of time off of that clock. They're going to have to make plays. Coming in from the contest, Magisk is in trouble. Zywoo, oh, he's made a meal of that. Bit of a mess, and Astralis just knock him down. Team Ace to start us off map 3.
Oh, Jabbi just copped a Team Goosh there as well, but he does get the defuse through. Everything's okay. I love it and I hate it from Vitality at the same time. So normally in that situation, one of the protocols you have as a CT, if you are going to play retake, is to have a flash to take back that space, because the Ts will tend to take all of that space over towards Ticket. They'll get on the trash can, they'll stack on each other's heads. They'll play like 3 or 4 players there, anti-flash if they can get the room. So they held onto the smoke, they were waiting for the flash, then they block, which means that the likely 3 players that were going to channel through now have to come through a smoke. Zywoo's had some uncharacteristic misses. You go back to Nuke, that 1-0 towards CT Vent in a very winnable round thanks to Rops. Led to a map loss. Now they're into the 4th. So fortunately they get the bomb down. And it's a gamble stack against the Force from Astralis. They've started heavy towards A. Magisk will be the short holder, Hooksy the B anchor. Jabbi your A stair connector and Device as the AWP over towards middle. And Apex is all sorts, isn't he? Just missing a casual flash under no pressure. Meant to be part of this fake over towards A that Rops is now selling. Fortunately, it is just Hooksy on B for Vitality. If they get past him, they're in. Yeah, let's see what you got. Hooksy to be tested, and it's a free frag onto Zywoo. No one clears him out. Spacing, ripped apart. Hooksy delivers. Exceptional. Phenomenal. They got what they wanted. It was just one man on the site, but hang on. Apex and Robs are doing them dirty on the pistols. Deagle Tech 9, they're so low, those there. This is yours. Yours for the taking. Apex on the reload. Can take him down with a wall bang. He did. Nearly catches them both. Robs. Oh! Swaps out to the dig on that low HP and nails it. Absolute scorcher there from Robs to finish it, but that's got Apex fired up. One of his more impactful rounds right there. 3 for him, and that's after his stars go out first, better equipped, and their spacing is pipped by Hooksy. The one man on the site delivers 3. That has to be your round, Astralis. And teams have been struggling with conversions. You go back to Nuke. Whoever won the pistol lost to the Forces. But will these Force by wards continue back and forth? In with the pistols. 5-7s, Deagles, we're underway. Apex making the same call as the last, as Stair knows. That could have been his. Just Hooksy here again. Same 4-man lead towards A. On the jump spot, going to have to use this defensive because here they come.
Has he got anything else? Exceptional at the start
Safe.
of the previous, but this time completely empty hands.
And 1 kill's enough. They're going to have to hold on to these pistols, and back-to-back now for Vitality. I think it's admirable that Astralis have been able to take this to the 3rd. I think, this is the thing, I'm not great with odds, so when I was looking at them, my interpretation of a 6-to-1 odd is apparently not a 6-to-1. What is actually more, it was like a 7-to-1, like 85% chance, this is from the bookmakers, that Vitality win.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's a realistic expectation of everybody, because 4 tournaments with Magisk in the ranks, their best placing was a playoffs. Right now, by winning their 2 opening games here in Chengdu, they have secured their best placing with Magisk in the team of a minimum of 5th, 6th. So they'd already over-exceeded. To then get drawn against Vitality, who fumbled in their bracket, it meant it was always going to be tough. And they showed grit. Map number 1, the scoreline, you might sit there and go, oh, 13-7. Yeah, maybe if they won a clutch round. No, they just won pistols, right? That was a blowout. Map 1 was an absolute blowout. Map 2...
Which met our expectations.
Yes, but Map 2 was them on what is their home map. And a map that Vitality have been picking, mind you. Some class Counter-Strike.
See how classic can be with just a couple of pistols.
This one here, I feel, is the hardest of the bunch. Right? Josh was discussing it on the desk. Like, if they could have got Ancient, well, that's Vitality's permaban. So, no, you do have to play Mirage. And you likely will be rinsed.
Rinsing in progress as we observe an eco bash.
I guess there's... Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess there's parts of this conversation that start to get deeper, and this becomes for the end of the series and the start of tomorrow if things keep going in the way of Vitality. I would love to see Astralis find some fight, and we're still in so early stages. I'm not ruling them out. I'm just getting ahead of myself, as it were. But is the form that you see from Vitality now concerning when they go up against Mouse again, which will be for the 11th time in 2025?
Might be.
Right? That's the thing.
Be.
Is it concerning? And that's going to be the questions that will linger. Mouse will be watching this on.
I'm not ready to write out the Astralis 15% just yet.
Okay.
You know? Sure, numbers, stats. I was never very good at numbers.
Okay, well.
I like to go with my heart, and right now, I'm telling you, I think that nuke might have rattled them. I know, oh, suddenly he's all confident and suave and sophisticated, but all it takes is a little bit more out of the Astralis ranks. And you saw Hooksie's 3K short. Okay, they did. At least they still won that round somehow. But the individuals are firing, get Device and AWP, and see what Astralis can muster up.
Well, you're not good with numbers, but you might be 1 out of 15 people in the world believing in this one. So let's see. First rifle round.
It's going to be very telling. ZywOo taking heavy flak damage. Spammed away at ZywOo, dipping, and actually not going to play scared. He keeps going. Does not release the W key. As jabbi just makes mincemeat. Robs and Apex cut down Ramp and Palace respectively. Need to fight Con, Device. This is really what you want to be seeing. The CT's clamped down on the mid. Leaving the bomb on Mezzi's back and now sat on his ass.
Can see the prep from Astralis and what they're trying to force with their setup. So they went for Hooksie anchoring B and then 2 Con, 1 window, and then jabbi still anchoring A. And a lot of teams like to run around that you go for heavy mid control on the T side, but you run 2 lurks, right? You have your normal A lurk, but then you also throw the second, which is your other extremity player coming at apps or ramp, depending on. And then you're meant to be able to find the gap, right? But the fact that jabbi is allowed to play A because they have an extra man playing Con to make it look like the defense is chomping down on mid while presenting a gap, there isn't. So it is a gamble, but it's based off prep, and that's perfect because now that will play into this, right? They think there's a hole, there's no hole.
Apex has miffed it himself there.
They keep starting like this, Alex. Like Hooksie is starting solo B, right? There's nobody jumping in the vent room, nobody jumping short. It is essentially 2 window start that moves it to 2 Con with jabbi anchor A. They're doing it again.
How long until Vitality suss it out?
I don't even know how you're meant to suss it out, right? Because you're making assumptions like I just said, and you can't possibly know unless you rushed B and you kill Hooks and you say, oh, there's no short player, right? But how often is that going to happen?
Probably not in the gun rounds.
And now they're regrouping into what is likely an A finish. So again, jabbi's still anchoring A, 2 players on Con. They're not worrying about short whatsoever. Their vision not even denied right now. It's just Device in window who's hoping to find something. A's being set up now. jabbi throws out block utility. Stair will have a HE available to break the smoke if they go a standard wall.
Waiting for the call.
Oh, he's used the HE. So jabbi's going to burrow in the site.
They're flying blind, but it's about to be very clear what's happening. Smoke's sailing through the sky. Vitality don't commit behind this. Now we see the movement. jabbi, he's ready for more. Good flashes, good layering. Where's the kills, though? It's big from Magisk and jabbi. 3 down on receipt. Just a couple back from ZywOo, but that's another Astralis round.
Okay, it feels to me like some teams are starting to understand Vitality's approach on multiple maps. You go to the Mouse game, they played 3 banana in so many rounds, and they caught timings against their half-wall progressions. And that was something that Vitality really struggled to find a solution with. Now, this is something that's super early in the piece. Sure, we're tying up 3-3, but again, they're just going to assume that maybe there was an info play somewhere within the round that gave them that information. Maybe they leered out Cat, they saw nobody was home. They are starting in this heavy setup, and now they've gone back to standard, 2-1-2.
Oof, okay, early friction. Look at the health.
Nice nade.
Oh, and he finishes and converts. Stair bowls him down. Apex, he just goes straight out Palace, and now Stair could have been caught with a nade in his hand, getting swung on jungle. Support trades. It's Device that delivers. Apex CT might meet Device quickly. Crazy quick round. I mean, look at the time. Look at the state of affairs.
Have smokes to drop in. Looks like one to go top connector. Can molly off to jungle. Apex has heard that, so actually they'll double layer U2 into jungle. They did hear the CT player, and Apex has just been caught through a smoke spam. So now it's a 3v2.
Another Hooksy smoke spam. Zywoo removing Device. Flames is low, so it really does come down to positional Counter-Strike at this point.
Magisk has a smoke for the bomb, but they have to get there. Well, had a smoke for the bomb. That's gone into Palace.
Makes things difficult. The incendiary might make things a little easier.
Headbutt.
Yep, dinked up, finished off. Flamesy, we discussed his health. He's not well equipped for this. Jumps up, tries to punish, and quick reactions out of Hooksy. Another multi-kill round from Astralis' captain. He is at the top of the table right now. Early doors, sure. But yeah, Vitality, they are hitting a couple more bumps. A turbulent flight in pursuit of those semis.
Yeah, you see the energy there as well that they're winning with every round. Like in the previous one, Device like shaking his head in celebration. Right, this one here,
Bonk.
Stair letting out a roar. It's well put together in this 2v2. It's not easy, and I think what Magisk wanted to be the Palace, but landed under the balcony. Maybe that was intentional to remove that vision on the way in. I'll give it to him either way, but Hooksy sweeps up, takes on the Tetris player, and guess what? Vitality now down to pistols.
Is there any more Merriman magic in the Tech 9 department?
I think as well as if you want to go back to that B execute that you won on the Force Buy, that was Hooksy solo. So do you think you're going to get away with that again? As a nade lands deep in the pocket, Apex brought down to 60. Over towards B on his lones with Rops behind to throw some nades. I think this is going to be a B fake to draw the short player, who's already there. Device as well has cheated away from window, and they'll come out mid and try and split up short. Oh, actually no. They're going to meander down to connector right now. So the B fake will be into Stair and Jabbi's turf.
Curious to see if Magisk gets any output here. Holding for that walk up. Zywoo, hello. Oh, and goodbye! What a quick one! Smashes the skull of Magisk with a Deagle bullet.
Stair's here though. And bombs on the other side of this.
Through it with the back turn. Messi goes down. That's an important trade. Good find from Flames and a missed shot. He baits the shot up. Device goes back in for more. Jabbi, he's such a consistent thorn in their side, dancing around the A site. Hard to find him. Even harder to put him down. Robs doesn't manage. Flamesy in the clutch. Going for jump shots. That's how little hope he has. And Hooksy should finish the job. Keeps himself going. Another frag. And another round.
Okay, considering the opening kill went in the favor of Vitality there, you thought they had a chance, but they paused out. They're expecting some type of a reaction. That smoke that Zywoo drops, that's actually so they can part through and not die from short, but they hit the brakes. So right now, 2-round gap and tactical timeout called. The pressure is definitely on. Every listen-in that we have had so far from the Vitality camp within this quarterfinal has been Apex saying we need to listen to each other. Now, whether they've gone and ironed that out in between maps 2 and 3, nobody's business. They do get back into the gun, so 30 seconds to settle, understand the call, and move forward. It's decent cash on quite a few members of Astralis. There's the opener. It's a zinger, but it gets you nothing. Sure, a little bit of stress. You send him on his ass. But Jabbi, he's getting all the luxuries in the world anchoring A right now. He's doing a phenomenal job.
Looks like they're going to start off by trying to set up Zywoo to find an early pick. Boost doesn't reward you.
Notice how they haven't done any mid-aggressors on the CT side. Maybe they poke their nose out con and spam the top mid-smoke, but they haven't run up mid, they haven't pushed into underpass.
That's true.
That can still come within the half. So they are giving the space to Vitality, and that's what they were doing in the early rifle rounds, right? They were going for that stack that I was talking about. Now, Device's AWP starting short means it gets to be a rifle-centric window and con defense.
And just given a second smoke for the connector. Zaiwu should have that one. Dead to Rice's Magisk.
Back-to-back openers. This time on the rifle round. One will get picked up from Apex. They can start to put together an A-split. Mezzi in through Palace. Robs has friction, and he finds the frag.
Okay, this is the best chance they've had in a run of 4 from Astralis. 2, no response.
I feel like you could just take the gamble right now as Astralis, and even if it just means you're saving, you are going to give yourself more opportunities.
Oh, the timing could not be worse for Robs.
There's no trade potential. No one's
None at
swinging.
all. Stair has managed to make this
Hooksy's here as well.
one better. Hooksy CT, you're right, they're in the right place. Now they've lost Zaiwu in mid. Okay, what have you got? Mezzi picking off Hooksy, but Stair completely overlooked. Oh, he gets 2. Mezzi has to save Vitality from red faces. He's gonna get a straight bullet through the smoke.
Jeez, mate.
Serendipity. Or just a bit of lady luck.
This ain't looking good. Like that's a 5v3 advantage right there that comes down to a crazy 1v1, right? Yeah, they get the round, but you're not playing team-based Counter-Strike here at all. Like, Robs is stranded on ramp. Mezzi can swing Palace slightly, but he's not even in the deeper part of the doorway to get himself on the balcony. Mezzi does bail them out in a big way here, but it's not convincing Counter-Strike from Vitality, and you can see it in the reaction of Apex there, almost having a meltdown.
He's so relieved to have watched that kill connect through the smoke. That was nearly a travesty.
Oh, let's play together, boys. Yeah. We have 5v3s. Let's play together, boys.
Still the same problems persisting for Vitality.
Surely that kind of round, the fact that you've just been saved, that's a wake-up call. It's got to be.
Well, it's the same problem that existed from Nuke flowing into Mirage, so...
Maybe it's not a quick fix.
Exactly. Right now, it could just be, you know, your B or C game on display, but the scoreline doesn't care about that. Astralis don't either.
Yeah, and it does seem like Astralis really have managed to bring their A game today. Hooksy especially on this B side. Oh, missed shot from Device. Doesn't look like it's going to cost him. I say that. Second miss. Second frag for Vitality. Mezzi provides it! Overlooked completely! Magisk just sneaks on in! How often do you see 3 members of Vitality just get walked on like that?
Yeah, invisibility cloak right there. Magisk just able to pip that gap in all the chaos.
I've seen in this 2-map run so far more of this, but nades out, knives out, backs turned, than I've seen in a multitude of Vitality games combined.
They're expecting a level of respect that isn't given over to them at all, and that one right there is going to leave a mark because you go down to Mezzi's clutch, you have to rebuy, you lose the round, the loss bonus is feeling all over the shop. And you're going to have to just go for a partial investment. So Astralis with 7 on the table. They've gone back to this 2-window, 1-con opener, but it's B again to be tested.
Zaiwu, that rifle reveals its position. Quick flick up, finds the headshot, but there's Hooksy, and he's gotten a second. His output has been phenomenal.
I'm just trying this again.
Yep.
He's through again.
Same move. Mezzi. Woo! There's that Mezzi Tech 9. And there's the quick response. Jabbi jumps into the window, finds the response, and uncomfortable with an unarmored Apex and Flamesy boosted up, finds an angle over the smoke. That's nice, quick thinking.
I want a double swing.
Yeah, but Jabbi could win this. Whoa, that's close, Flamesy. They pull it off. This is by no means a walk in the park for Vitality.
Now, they're being put under a lot of pressure. The stress is there. The rounds that they are winning is requiring individuals to have an entry like this. Mezzi, we were talking about his proficiency with the Tech 9 in the second half of Nuke, and that wasn't enough to get them across the line. So another multi for him on the pistol. In the trenches right now.
Well, that's usually a marker of greatness, is being able to dig yourselves out of trouble.
Astralis are on the receiving end right now of financial woes. The end of the first half. Scout, Famus, MP9, and 2 M4s. Jabbi's played through the A-ramp smoke here. He's jumped on the vase.
We haven't really seen Jabbi have a swing and a miss yet on A.
Now he's been a good game. Device is rotating back over towards Ticket. Maj is playing... They've sold B again.
Yeah, Mezzi outside of B, not hearing any of those jump spots. Maybe that informs them, but looks like Robson Flames will be asking questions here.
Be a flash here, surely. No.
Nope. No, too easy. Jabbi, again, positionally sound. He's really put Robson in his pocket.
Well, B is open, so they'll essentially be playing retake. Flames selling the fake. They know it's a fake.
Oh, yeah, and he's going to get caught, isn't he? He's not ready for someone so close. It was a half-hearted swing, and now Stare makes it a 5v3, but as you highlighted, it will be that retake on B.
There is no kit for this.
It's going to be very uncomfortable.
Residual util, Molly's flashes HE, so they can hold them at the door for a little bit longer. Hooksy short, Device through market. Jabbi instead to join him.
I'm intrigued if Hooksy gets output from this position.
They just burnt both their mollies.
Did Apex catch him? Yeah, spotted him out further away from the angle, but actually doesn't find the lethality he's so desperately sought after. Tywin apps for that post plant.
I'm about halfway gone now.
Apex is playing active. Don't forget about that 10-second defuse. Here they come. A massacre in the market. Hang on a second, Hooksy. No time for the 1v1. He can't play it how he wants to. Tywin doesn't know he doesn't have a kit, but he knows it's going to be a 6-6 half. Vitality, sweat on the brow. Pressure is on. Astralis not rolling over and dying. Map 3 of this quarterfinal. This quarterfinal really heating up in our third map. Mirage dead even. 6-6. A sold-out stadium for Friday's quarterfinals, and they are getting a show. They're getting what they paid for. Most thought this would be a quick start to the day, Vitality included, but here we stand, 6-6, map 3, and frustrations. It feels like Groundhog Day. Every Vitality listening, constantly talking about playing together, listening to one another.
This is a 5 out of 6 of the pistols for Astralis.
Oh, Flamesy trying to get Vitality their second. Ooh, we nearly hit another one, you know. Flash for more, double dip. Oh, good tracking. Team play on display. Flamesy sets them up with a 5-on-3, and it only gets better. Flamesy, has he got another? Device puts him down, still though, hamstrung. Heavy damage inflicted. Mezzi finishes off the job. The cherry on top is just Device. And he's met by ZywOo.
Okay, the problem in the last 3 pistols that were played is not a single one who won it was able to convert the second.
Okay.
So without the bomb going down, it becomes tough for Astralis to do that, but not impossible. We'll even see if they bother to go for the force buy. But maybe a bit of a history lesson for everybody as we get this back in the highlight package. You put your sharpest tool, your spearhead of your aggressive maneuvers over towards B to find this. They are going to eco, so this will give us a bit of time. One of the goals that we've heard come out of the Vitality camp this year, right? They had the best season ever in Counter-Strike in the first half of 2025.
Right.
But they were talking about wanting to beat Astralis' record of 10 trophies in a calendar year. Right now, Vitality have 8. To beat that, they need to win Chengdu, Hong Kong, and the Major. If Astralis beat them right here and now, they will be the ones, Device and Magis, combined to deny that possibility, and the very best they could do is tie it up.
I didn't know you were a poet, Chad, because that is poetry. Okay, interesting.
They had a good game plan in the first half of how to deal with the standard players from Vitality and their T side. What does Hooksy have in store for the CT? ZywOo, aggressive. A man on a mission, straight up mid.
Is there a setup to get further? A HE scuttles to Hooksy's feet.
So I've heard this.
Striding, ZywOo knows what's up, knows he's on that right side of the box, and will try and punish in this little blind spot. Hooksy, are you ready? Oh, he wasn't. So ZywOo's aggressions up mid have netted them an opening and an AK on the Woo.
Does it force them into the B play? They might go through this smoke.
As he's looking like he's unprepared for the whole squad running at him now. He does need help. They're miles away. Playing his life. Delaying the inevitable. A little bit of a summon. Some damage onto Stair. Puts him low. Through the bench. Look at Jabbi's health. One more bullet would do it for 2 of them. ZywOo finds it. Uses that AK to find another. Apex, you can't be going down to a Galil with 1 HP. Oh, but it Robs can. It's a 2-on-1. Flames, usually the first to be fighting, now left alone to try and close. Now 1v2, finding an AK makes it more realistic, but ooh, he gets the info safely, does Device. Flash is perfect, avoids the potential for that apartment line. Magic is on the line now. Oh, headshot provided. He sees it, he has a great idea. Oh, he gets it. Crosshair was right there, but Magisk is quicker.
Yeah, crazy for Magis there as well. Not playing the bomb, stopping the cross, and maybe understandably so. There was a smoke in play, no kit. Maybe one to be scooped up on the site with all the corpses. But that is the rifle round, something that Astralis was struggling with on map number 1. A 13-7 scoreline. Pistols and conversions got them 6. 1 rifle round in that whole first map. They had to get a few more of those on Nuke, but it was a lot about the force buys, the light buys. Vitality. Chip in. All for ZywOo. Famous for Mezzi. That's the highs and the lows. ZywOo's AWP posted up aggressive B. Has a lot of space available in terms of information. Apex jungle. Flamesy aggressive in Palace on the other side. So they have taken a lot of territory on the extremities, Vitality.
Which leaves that center of the map. Middle, fully occupied. Apex, you're responsible for this. Gets the info safely. He's got boatloads of that. Spots 2, spots the bomb. Mezzi, he's going to play forward of the util. Might swing on this, especially with Apex chipping in. More than that, takes 2. Bomb spotted, trade provided, but too little, too late potentially. Magisk on the ramp side, didn't finish off his meal. Flamesy looking like a laser beam as he finds the jungle player Jabbi gone. And there we have it, Vitality 9, Extaz ecstatic. He knows what that one means. Another, what should be, comfortable round for Vitality imminent. Are they stabilizing in this final half of play?
Yeah, it has to be the eco from Astralis. So double digits, unless Jabbi on a dig is able to find a life. Maybe they want to bring out the device AWP, so trying to get ahead with the Jabbi dig, or he could get an AWP into the mix in the next. So yeah, he's opted to go full. And just to return to some of the conversation from the first half, Astralis coming into this third, even how unlikely it was, now they have to snap a 5-map loss streak on this very map. And the last time they've beaten that of Vitality was back in January 2024. Since then, they've lost 7 times. So Vitality have had their number. Vitality have had everybody's number. Obviously, there's been some struggles in the second half of 2025. And I say struggles, they've still been making playoffs. They've still been running deep in tournaments. They just haven't been lifting every trophy of every event that they attend.
Would you say that's just a byproduct of being the #1 for such a long period, such a dominant force for so long? Is that target is on your back? Is that your demos are being scrubbed through?
It's quite clear that people are starting to get a better understanding of Vitality's approach to the game. There's no doubt about it. More teams are beating them. More teams are taking maps off them.
Yeah, they're not the indomitable force they once were.
And Vitality themselves were saying throughout that streak that they knew that eventually they would lose. They were definitely not acting like they were immortal.
Yeah, under no illusion that they could just do it forever.
All right, well, this will just be a farm fest over towards A. 1 out ramp, 4 out palace, and just ripped limb from limb. The Glocks are dealt with. All 5 staying alive, and just 3 more rounds required now. But will it be clean? Will it be easy? Because this series has not. That's the story of Vitality's run at Chengdu so far. The lower bracket is where they had the most amount of ease. There were some fortunate factors that played into that. We'll never really know what the result against G2 would look like if Hunter was in the server, correct and present. But they have got that ult for device.
He's choosing to take it mid. Zaiwu has as well. Con player could be vulnerable to the boost. Apex having a look. Just around the edge of the smoke. Short thinking about it as well. Warpath, Robs having a tough day in the office. Caught out, another opening death. Conceded by Vitality. This is a must-win round for Astralis now. Device has given you something off of that AWP. Searching for more as well. Stair progresses Con. Bomb on the back of Hooksy beside him. Oh, and nice work from Hooksy. Extends their advantage. An opportunity for an Apex multi, but good restraint. Hooksy keeps himself afloat, keeps himself alive. Zaiwu. Oh, what is going on? The man is mortal after all. Couple of uncharacteristic misses in this series. And Apex is the one to make the play. Leaping through the smoke, nearly gets another. There's Zaiwu finally hitting a shot, 2-on-2. Are they going to try and stop the plant? Yeah, they might try and run him down off this. Jabbi can provide the covering fire, at least the trade. And now it's Zaiwu. He cannot afford to let this go. And he won't. On the cross, takes down Jabbi. Just a little flash of him. Trying to cross to the bomb site. 11 gifted to them. But again, Chad, I mean, this is not a stomp.
Yeah, Apex had to make a very ballsy maneuver throughout that smoke just to try and draw this back and cause some chaos. And the ones who have been thriving in that have been Astralis. So you can see Vitality have been dragged down into the mud and they understand how they have to operate now. It was 6-6 at half, which means Astralis only have 1 round in this half so far. That of 5 from Vitality's, and they know that the money is in the bin for the Danes. It'll have to be a partial investment, and this is where taking a timeout from Rugger is the perfect time. Boys, if we have a pocket strap, this is the time to pull it out. Now, the fact that I see it being Deagle heavy tells me that it's probably not going to be Poppy, right? It might be get the default smokes into top cat or window and try and get some space to set these Deagles up to find fights. But this one got damn close, down to a 1v1. 2 rounds away now.
They are really, really being put through their paces today.
Top cat smoke in. Hooksy's the only one with a Tech 9. So the worst type of duels that you can give her if you're Vitality are ones where you're committing to a fight at range and the Deagle just snaps off your head. You want to make it as hard for them to be able to put the bullet right between the eyes. There's fake A again, and then the mid work. They've done this a few times now.
And oh, he could be caught with a nade out. Apex, he's lucky to still be alive. A bullet finds his head, but his helmet does its job.
Flames has got some space. Nice little maneuver. Jabbi sure has jungle, the pivot point, but Rops is watching that. Zywood burrows into the side. Very strong position for an AWP.
Yeah, especially when it's very mid-centric. Stare's a vulnerability. Stare just puts himself into the crosshairs. It's easy, but so is that from Device. Nails him. Is there anything left for the Astralis hopes?
If someone else oversteps the mark like this...
Oh, look at the HP on that as well. You could even hit him with the wall bang if you get it right. Looks like Flames is still on Palace, though, so if Device oversteps, it will be the end of their dream of an 8th round here.
Yeah, Apex playing for info. The fact he doesn't go down there... Oh, okay. They know where Flames is now.
They know the setup. Even info on a 3rd. Still Flamesy finds him, though. Jabbi, head removed by Flamesy. Magisk, his headshot opens up CT, but there's Robs. Quick to Device. Bomb, 20 seconds, exposed, and Mezzi, he's not slowing down. Hunts him down, and the 12th quickly secured. This is a CT run of rounds. Puts Astralis into 0 margin for error.
Yeah, I'll make some assumptions of what this post-game interview might look like, but it's if it's going to be from Apex, you're going to say he's not impressed with today's proceedings, regardless of the win. Talking about trying to beat Astralis' record from 2018, but there's also the major right around the corner, trying to return to form, looking for back-to-back in a calendar year. There's also the ESL Grand Slam, right? They won Dallas, they won EPL, and if they win Chengdu right now, that means they can get another $1 million in Krakow to kick off 2026.
Not a bad way to start the next year.
Exactly. So a lot at stake, but I'd say the focus right now is finding the necessary form to play A-grade Counter-Strike.
Honestly, I think that's what Maus are playing right now. It could be an interesting semi-final if they do pick up this 13th.
The mind games between those two is just something that we will never know the intricacies of, but let's go. Timeout taken, back into play, Astralis. You need a miracle, or you need a Giga Chad call.
Nearly lost Device before the party started. Nade off, window smoke, no info. Apex. It's going to be set up with a flashbang. Oh, he doesn't finish off the job. Again, a dink onto Stare, but no kill. Zywoo naded down as well. Good trajectory on that. Does almost half health. Device, though, swung on. We're talking about this. It's the same thing for Robs. Can't finish off Device. Damage inflicted, but a 5-on-3.
Yeah, either forcing the fight or forcing them to fight. Now, you need to make sure you find the finish in this situation. And with 2 players relatively low, if you walk into a 3-man gamble stack on the B site, it could be curtains. You need to send a probe out into A to keep the options open, or one into B to confirm this stack. Stare on that low HP, truly 1, could go down. Yep, okay, no follow through. At this point, the penny should drop that they might be maneuvering towards A, but Zywood watching short, Flamesy pushing that, and Mezzi still worrying about B apps. Now they hear the cacophony of util, they know what's up, 3v3.
Yeah, Flamesy's frag. Oh, it's taken out Device. He's got info on one towards the bench side. They're double swinging. Jabbi gets more. Taken down by Flamesy. They're making this one realistic. Flamesy saving Vitality. Time after time, he gets another. They were miles away, disconnected. Flamesy makes it realistic. Takes the reins, takes the kills. Triple from Flamesy.
Zywood has the smoke coming in from CT. Flames now waiting to connect.
Yeah, they've got the 5-second defuse available as well. Hooksy, you said you need a Giga Chad call, but you can't handle Flamesy today. Saving Vitality. A turbulent run through the 3-map affair. Disappointment understandable, but they continue to rack up the loss column up against Vitality. A head-to-head unfavorable, but a valiant effort in Chengdu today.
And another one of those up next for Vitality. They set up their 11th